All right, amazing evening to you, Lagos State, Nigeria, the whole world. I appreciate it. And thank you plenty. As soon as follow, join me today. Good evening and welcome to Updated Precious. It's always a pleasure to be with you every evening to bring on an update of matter them where they hot for inside Nigeria. One might say make us smile small, then I might say no smile because we know if they smile in the grave of those who be say don't die, we don't they massacre. Because as we dey talk about Benue State crisis and the people then we don't die, we even be say about 127 names don't first come out away from Yellow Water Gongon. More names they come from neighboring villages. So remember, say people they come from neighboring villages can't sleep for inside Yellow Water because of attacks. Now, as we talk about that one, it don't happen for inside Enugu State again because Enugu State don't face their own again as another attack don't happen. Suspected headsmen don't kill people for inside Enugu community. And of course, you know the community for Enugu or local government for Enugu, where Sabi face this problem now. Ha amo for issues or local government area. Now then Sabi face this problem. Yes, it don't happen again for inside Enugu State as it happen for inside Benue State. Who never even talk Benue own finish. Oh, Enugu own don't happen. This matter, it gets as it just be. Welcome to Update with Precious. In case I never welcome on that. Now here they give on an update of things and when they happen for inside the country. We could begin giving on the hot topics then one by one before I introduce the guests who I get this evening. Well, courts don't reject federal government application for bench warrant against Senator Poti Udwaran. That one of the matter that we will go talk about today. But sharply make we enter inside that matter because today matter Tori plenty. It is like 55,000 Tori the way full our hand. Benue Massacre, Governor Alia PS permanent PSA don't sack chief of staff, chief press secretary for joining protest. How dare you join protest against the killing of your people? Now Governor Alia sack them. How you go take joint protest against the killing of your people? They will tell you that. Now Governor Alia, you sack them. This matter don't they trend. People just they look the matter. What are we talking about? Benue police don't arrest 14 for hijacking anti-herdsmen protest, setting truck driver ablaze. Now, they don't attack 14 people. Say, why on a go attack one full animal when he be say they drive truck, can't kill and mean us? Why? Enugu farmers seek help as suspected herdsmen kill four. Another Tory carry him again. That as Tory carry that one, another Tory con carry him again. Say, yes, con carry him. Say suspected herdsmen kill four in fresh attack on Enugu community. In fresh attack on Enugu community. Armed headers who attacked Benue did not come with cattle. Governor Ali and I talk this one. And then Benue killings, punish perpetrators, stop impunity now. Christian Association of Nigeria, now they tell federal government this one. Where could they go? Because they go to work, go they interesting more and more. Or Hanese don't decry Benue killings. Urge government to take action. Say federal government, what till they wait for? Take action. Now, talking about action, CDSOB Chief of Defense Staff don't arrive the scene of Friday night attack for inside Benue State. And then, in fact, not only himself, Oga Kutu don't reach Benue State for where the attack take happen too. Meanwhile, moving on to other matter before we come back to attacks again, FCCPC don't summon air peace over refund dispute. So yeah, come and explain yourself. Come. We hear say this some things we get to do with you. Meanwhile, it get to do with politics. 2027 attack on Ganduje is sad. He's working for Tinubu and Shetima joint ticket. Now, so the aid talk. Say, in there they work for only Tinubu ticket. In they work for Tinubu and Shetima. Why are you confused saying that only Tinubu in the work for? Remember, say, Basbos, chaos, pandemonium happened for inside APC for Gombe State yesterday when it be say APC Northeast people then come together to endorse President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ticket without Shetima ticket. People say, you go endorse Tinubu without Shetima. Shetima will be the son of the South Northeast. Mbamba, you cannot do that, Babu. You can't do that. Now wahala happen. They say now we can smuggle. Now they even smuggle Ogaganduje come out for inside that place. Now, Edo Attorney General don't clear the air on alleged meeting with Supreme Court justices. Now, concerning the Edo State Tribunal case, the governorship candidate, governorship election case, where don't reach Supreme Court, they call the Yamunu talk, say, be like, say, the Attorney General of the state go see Supreme Court justices. Onto what? As they raise alarm, now the Attorney General don't clear. We say, I not go see justices, so I will let you know what's in talk. We are waiting in do with them. Talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2027, I left Tinubu's government to plot his 2027 defeat. Former aide Aliyu Audu now he don't declare. Remember, I said one of the aide resigned recently. He said, you know why I resigned? I live in cabinet so that I go plot to to defeat them, to win them for 2027. And video evidence they want in the talk am. Why you go talk that kind of thing? We go let you know. In fact, I go tell you more things when you talk. 2027, Wike APC scared of opposition coalition. Atiku age. Now they talk this one. Say, no mind waiting Wike. They talk you move, in the fear opposition coalition where. Oh, by the way, your federal government they do very well because President Bola Tinubu government they do well. As they talk to you now, inflation don't olule, it don't come down again to 22.97%. It they come down, but if they come down for market, what's be the reality where people they face on inflation? We will talk about that one too for inside the show. Breaking again, I will clear my schedule to visit Benue Wednesday. President Bola Tinubu don't declare. I said, don't worry. I go clear my schedule, make I go visit Benue State on Wednesday. After people don't cry out, after everybody don't say, President, that kind of speech where you give, first of all, almost 48 hours, now it take you to talk. Even Pope, where they for far away Vatican, first you, and the governor, where the thing happen for Nadomo talk, after that one. And that president doctor say, okay, don't worry. I go come clear all my schedule, make sure say I visit Benue State on Wednesday. Talking about president, remember saying me tell on saying go get youth confab, right? Okay, because Nigerian government now don't launch youth confab portal. Hey, that matter still dey grand. Tension for inside Makodi as angry youths don't chase away cow where be said they pass and Fulani headsmen. Okay, now that one said they alleged property fraud. Abuja court grants Emefiele 2 billion naira bill. You know, when court grants you 2 billion, you go know what you want for bail. 2 billion for bail, easy. You know, easy. 2 billion. I tell you, say President Bola Tinubu talk yesterday evening, finally, right? About the waiting happen for Benue State. Well, he said, well, make gonna manage each other anger, make gonna settle all the quarrel them among the warring disputes. And I waiting to talk about Benue massacre. People don't they talk. President, how can you say a thing like that? What's be the warring community? Okay. I will end Benue violence. IGP Egbetukun don't promise people them way they worry about that one. Meanwhile, it is where this matter don't they get interesting because bandit killings, Zamfara elders don't slam Governor Lawal over political rally. Okay, and they come up because they come back to Governor Lawal again. He didn't want to what happened between him and Odris Okalu. I'm coming to tell you. Going back to Benue killings, government inaction may force people to defend themselves. David Mark, former Senate president, now they talk this. He said, as government no one act, if he force people to begin look for a way to defend themselves. Going back to Zamfara State, Senator Abdul Zakalo don't tell Oga Lawal, calm down. Oga, this is the way they do, calm down, because you feel lose if you no play politics. You feel lose if you no play politics with Tinubu. So this one way they do like say your head too strong. You go they calm down. You try and be coming down. Because if you no play politics with Tinubu, you feel lose. Now waiting Odris Okalo don't tell him. And I'm sure say you go to wonder Odris Okalo go tell and say if he lose if he no play politics with Tinubu. That matter day grand and we go talk about them. But then we'll move very quickly to other issues. 2027 Abba Moro distances south from political coalition. That one said day grand. 2027 PDP group 6 Amechi Obi's return to party. That one said they we will remove Tinubu in 2027. Nothing will happen. Tinubu former age. Now they talk this one. And then moving on to other issues. Benue Massacre. Atiku don't summer Tinubu. Say Tinubu betray sacred duty of leadership. Saying they offer condolences instead of solution. Why? Why they offer condolences instead of solution? And they come back to more summary. You and don't list Nigeria as hunger hotspot. One acute food, say acute food insecurity go worsen for inside north for Nigeria. Now, moving on to other issues, Tinubu working hard. In fact, in the work, saying don't reduce herdsmen attack for we've been there for 17 local government areas for inside Benue State to only 3 local government now. The Governor Ali, and I they talk this one. I think get phone call with the president. Oh, Peter Obi don't come bring it all because Peter Obi don't summer President Tinubu again. Say, what's happen? You did too clueless. You lack competence. You don't even get character and capacity. Common compassion self you don't get. Now waiting Peter Obi. People say Peter Obi, calm down, honorable. What is going on? Why you don't they get bad mouth like this now? Okay. Then guess what? Apart from all this hammer, Oga Bakare will be visit the president. Don't finally talk. Waiting to talk with the president. He say, even though say the president get cocaine matter, he get forged certificate matter, he no get father, he no get mother, but say God nice still make him president of Nigeria. He can't hail the president. I will give you all of this gist and more sharply. Okay, so it don't reach time where Bisa go enter inside the conversation fully. Before I enter Bakari, Peter Obi, and Atiku Abubakar matter, say what's in the happen for inside Benue State. That be one of the most important things to get to talk about. And I want to make me get guests inside the house who go follow me talk because him na person wey be say him be yellow water citizen gongongo na in village na in this thing happen gongongo. So if for good, make we talk about them. When we finish about them, we'll enter inside another matter. So joining me for inside the studio now, Oga Frank Uto. He dey join me from the United States, but in the citizen of Yellow-Water. Oga Frank, thank you so much as you join me for inside the studio again. Welcome.
Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Oga Frank, what's been the mood so far for inside Yellow Water? I know say na your village with that. So you dey keep in touch with people within the village. You know, say you been tell us on Saturday, say the very first six people where you try to call, all of them did not die, or six people where you ask about, or seven, the first seven people where you ask about died that Saturday. So what's been
Yeah,
the mood generally right now for inside Yellow Water?
of course, as human beings, we should respect what kind of mood the people is there in right now. And for even me, who is thousands of kilometers away,
Your audio not dey too clear. Oh. I for like make I hear you well. I know they still hear you well. Your audio
oh,
dey a bit
okay, can
it's
you
a
hear
bit
me now?
muffled. I can hear you, but it's slightly muffled.
Hear me
But
very
go ahead.
clear.
Mm.
Can you hear me very clear now?
I can manage, but I wish it would be clearer. I think it was clearer the other day than today.
Yeah,
But let's
yeah,
go ahead.
because I'm using my earbuds. I'm using my
Okay,
earbuds and I can hear you very clear.
okay, but it's not clear because of people watching from people watching so that they can get a clearer conversation. So if you can do without it and it will be better, it will be fine. But it's okay if you can do without it, we
So
can
how
manage.
about now?
Fantastic. It is
Okay,
great. It is great.
okay,
We can hear you better now.
okay. So let me remove my earbuds then.
I think it's better. All right.
Oh,
So go
all right.
ahead. You see what's in the mood like for inside Yellow Water right now?
Yeah, it's quite a huge humanitarian crisis of gargantuan proportion.
Mm.
Um, people are people are right now without shelter. A lot of them are scattered. Different families are scattered in different locations. Some in Makodi, some in Latvia, some in different places. And
Oh, so they
everybody
get
is
to run.
scared of.
They get to run away from the village.
Of course, if you were in the
Oh.
village, what would you have done? If you're in the
Hmm.
village, because there's no faith in the security agencies. There's no faith because there's an army detachment in Yerota right there by the federal highway there where these things have
Now
happened.
what if somebody talk or say army
Yeah.
detachment they near
So
there? I hear and
exactly,
sleep for rice
exactly.
television. Say, and then for
So
4 5 hours this matter they go on, they no come.
yes, right there. You know. So what we have done, if you are a native of that area, you lose faith in the army. You know, the Nigerian security agencies are completely. So right now the mood is that of mourning because families, more than 50 families, have lost almost three, four, 5 members of their families. There's a family that lost about 12 members. So, yeah, about 12 members. I sent a list to you now of about 131 names. I sent to
Hmm.
your WhatsApp right now.
I just
Yeah,
see him
for
now.
you.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're waiting for the list of, because, in Yerwata is placed on the federal highway.
Mm-hmm.
So there are other neighboring villages, around Yerwata, about 7,
Hmm.
8, 9, 10, 11 villages whose
Hmm.
inhabitants do come to Yerwata every evening to sleep in those stores that you saw burnt remains of human beings. Because,
Hmm.
some Nigerians, I've seen where Nigerians have been asking, why are people sleeping in this small place? Why? Yeah, because they always scared of sleeping in their houses, which is like a kilometer away from Yerwata or some kilometers away inside, you know, because they've been so scared of attack. So
Hmm.
usually they will go to their houses in the morning up to afternoon to do one or two things and start living around 4 back to Yerwata and then to sleep in these market stores, to sleep in the market stores. So
So to
we've
get it
not
clear, this,
tabulated
this list where you send me now, na just list from of people from Yellow Water for now.
it exactly. So we're waiting for the list of people from all these
Oh
other
wow.
villages because we don't know their names. We only know them, as brothers around. So we don't know their full names.
Hmm.
So they are tabulating these names right now. And of course, most of the casualties are those people because they are the ones in the stores. Because the Yerota guys were basically majority of like my own immediate family were in the primary school. So the primary school is just next to the police station. So it was the police station that engaged the policemen that engaged those guys. So because when the guys came, they came in 4 different directions.
Hmm.
So the ones that were really targeting my immediate family in the primary school were repelled by the police and the young people, the youth of that area, not knowing that there are three other groups operating in the new market and opposite the market. And that's where they had more than 150, more than 170 people.
Okay, so make us speak straight to waiting the president don't talk now, and even your governor himself don't talk. Your governor was in a phone conversation with the president earlier today, and remember, say the president's speech for the in speech in talk say he insinuate say make sure so na live with each other. You know, now waiting in talk say make the governor he charge the governor to make sure say he address issues with warring communities. And I been don't get issues with these people we attack on her before based on waiting the president talk.
When you say warring communities, it means
That,
that there's a
those are the
war, right?
president's statements, not mine. I didn't make those statements.
Exactly. I'm quoting the president. When you say warring communities, it means that there's a war, isn't it?
Yes.
There's a war. So can he tell us
Or conflict at
where,
least.
can he tell us where's the epicenter of the war? Where's the war happening? Between who and who? The people who were killed, these names I've given you, were they fighting war? They were in their sleep. They were in their sleep and it was raining. They were trying to enjoy their night despite sleeping in inconvenient environment, uncomfortable environment. It was raining that night. And these guys came and butchered them. Even the devil will be so ashamed of himself. He'll be like, he'll give these guys you know. So which war are we fighting? We are in our land and we are being invaded by attackers, hacking our people, and the security agents stationed in our place always don't allow us to defend ourselves because at every point our youth one or two arms. The soldiers there, what they've been doing all this while, is to make sure they disarm our youth. But nobody has disarmed this Fulani youth.
So the soldiers disarm your youth. That's what you're saying.
All the while. So, hello?
Your audio is getting bad a bit again. Your audio is getting bad a bit. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
sorry,
Just go ahead.
my WhatsApp is on my tablet and on my phone. So while I was speaking to you, I was getting calls from, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, but I wish it can be better. But just go ahead. Let's see how far we can take it.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. But the sound your sound is still not 100% anyway. It was
Let me
100% a while ago.
so my, hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, there's a problem here. I have a glitch. I've been interrupted. Sorry, I've been interrupted by a lot of callers
So,
on my WhatsApp. So the
so
WhatsApp is shared between my tablet and my phone. But you can hear me now.
I can. It's still sounding a bit distant. I wish the output can be better.
All right. Just a moment.
Okay, it's better now. Better now.
Okay.
It's better now. What did you do? It's better now.
Okay. I've been trying to put back my AirPods in the case.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Mm. Okay. So, where was I? I'm so sorry because of
So
the glitch.
you were describing the incident. I'm talking about warring communities and based on the president's statement last night.
Yeah. It's so unfortunate because the president, the governor, the leaders, the political leaders are vested with the responsibility of protecting these people. And by the time they begin to skew the narrative, it becomes very unfortunate. You know, the narrative is quite straight. We are being attacked, we are being hacked and killed by invading terrorists. So we are calling that war. Where is the war? So how do you want to settle that? And when you say there should be dialogue, so it means that you know these people because dialogue takes place between two or more groups. So when you say there should be dialogue, it means that you know these people. So why are you not bringing them to justice?
All right. So how about your governor's response in all of this? Is it that the governor is oblivious of the exact thing that is happening? Because the governor actually admitted during his telephone conversation with the president today that he had once called for a meeting between the parties involved, and he's going to seek for a meeting again within those parties. I didn't make this statement by myself. Oh. It is your governor who said that. And he's the chief security officer of your state, number one man of the state. Why would he make such a statement if there's actually no war?
Firstly, when I watched the video of the phone conversation between the governor and the president,
The president.
yeah, I was disappointed because he looked he had that defeatist disposition, like somebody who has been defeated and he had nothing else to do. Sort of, you need to be combative. You need to come all out. My people have been killed in their hundreds. Even if it was one, you need to have stood up vehemently. You know. So he was the president was calling for dialogue and was asking him to organize a meeting for that. I keep asking dialogue between which people? Dialogue between, because I'm also confused myself when you say dialogue. So who are they going to call? Who and who and who and who? In other crimes, since you know them, when you invite them for that dialogue, that is the time you arrest all of them because they've committed the most heinous crime. It's a capital offense, for goodness sake, the biggest offense under our laws. That's the biggest offense. Culpable homicide, terrorism, arson. They committed all this that night. And then you are saying you are calling them to come and dialogue with us. Are they going to compensate us, or are they going to bring to life all those they've killed? So the dialogue is about what? It's about them telling us that okay, from now henceforth they are not going to kill us because they've always said that they want the land. So what is the aim of the dialogue? For them to say we don't want the land again, we cannot come to your place to graze again.
Oh, oh,
Because right
oh.
now, as
So
we
are
talk,
you saying that the Fulanis are you saying the Fulanis had once said it clearly that they want all the lands of Tiv or all the lands of
very
Tiv
well,
community?
they've said it over and
I
over
don't
again that
understand.
is the land of the ancestors. They've been saying
That
it.
is the land
Even
of
Mayor
their
Tala have been saying it in
ancestors.
their press conferences. Yeah, and then even
Are you serious?
look, there are hundreds of Fulanis on the on TikTok right now saying this same narrative. I'm telling you, just go to TikTok and see there are hundreds of them making videos and saying they're going to Benue must bleed until they get that land. Benue will continue to bleed until they get that land. Sort of, you know. So it's not just about mere
I don't
grazing.
understand. How is Benue State the land of the ancestors of the Fulanis?
They have this delusional kind of thinking that just because they were able to conquer some parts in the north, so they feel that every other place is supposed to belong to them. And then there's this other narrative that they have that okay, they will continue from where their ancestors stopped, that Odmantofodio, that they'll
Yeah,
continue
okay,
until
that's funny.
they deep. They'll continue until they dip the Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. It's quite a popular story. Okay. You know about this. So for them, this is the continuation of all this. They've forgotten that we're in modern times, that the era where people will be sleeping in their homes and their ancestors will come in on camel, wielding sword and cutting neck is over. And right now, why they have an advantage over us is because we are disarmed. I'm telling you, when we get back, when they're allowed to have our arms, they know because it happened in the past. Especially during the era of Governor Suswan. During that time, you've not been hearing of this because any attack on us, we go after them in their in the Rugas in Nasarawa State where they are based, and so because of that, there was peace. But right now that they know that we
Why
are,
does it look like Nasarawa City is a harbor or a
that's their
safe
that
haven?
that yeah, that's their safe haven. All the
Why?
attacks in our place, of course, we need to ask the governor why, what he's doing about that. That's their safe haven.
This is
The
like a direct
stripes, and
accusation of the governor of Nasarawa
that
State. You
is
do
their
know that,
safe
right?
haven. That is their safe haven. Nasarawa State. The people who come to attack in my place, they are from Giza in Kiana local government, from Kadorko in Kiana local government, from Kiana itself. That's the Fulani around that area, and from Agaragu. Like this particular attack, even a day or two before the attack, we got the intelligence. of their meeting in Yari, and they were recruiting. They are recruiting their guys, and they were offering 30 to 40,000 naira per kill. And that is why when these guys went out, you have to record so many kills to get so much.
So who gives them the money? I don't. What's the information you're giving us is just a bit too much to swallow. Wait,
When
wait.
you say
So these
when you
herdsmen
say
were recruited
no,
and promised
because
money
in
per
Nigeria,
kill.
when you say who give them the money,
Eh.
the question you should also ask yourself is who give them AK-47? Do you know how much an AK-47 costs? In naira, it's in millions. Do you understand? You see how rich they are. And then again, you ask, these are the people, these are the people kidnapping. They are so well coordinated. They have the kind of crime that they raise their money from. Do you understand? The amount that was paid for ransom last year, or was it 2 years ago in Nigeria by official statistics, was about 1.4 trillion naira.
It was last year.
Yeah, that was last year, right?
About
One
two
point
trillion, really.
one four. You know, so where did the money
And the
go to?
National Bureau of Statistics was
Yeah,
the head of the
thank
National
you very
Bureau was invited for releasing that
much.
data.
So you see, thank you very much. So where did the money go to? Strictly buying of arms, paying fighters. That's what they do. So they also recruit even locals around the area. Like many of the attacks in my community and environs is not usually 100% Fulani. There are some other locals in Nasarawa State, that they recruit and pay. And then sometimes there are also molds within our people,
Oh,
informants.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's been happening. So there are molds within our people. All they need is money. Treachery
What
is
it means to
natural.
them people.
Yeah, betrayal is natural. So you can't stop being betrayed. Even Jesus was betrayed by one of the 12. So
Okay, so
you
before
can.
we begin to release the names of these people, I'd like to go back to what the president said and then what I mean. I don't want to go about his yesterday's speech. His promise after more than what I call more of what I'll call international outcry. His promise that he's going to visit your community on Wednesday. He would clear his schedule to do that. But before I do that, let me quickly play the telephone conversation he had with your governor. If you can make sense of all of what was discussed in that telephone
I've
conversation,
watched it.
for the purpose of those who may not have watched it, and that's what
Okay.
we
Yes, sir. We had called the all state stakeholders, but there's nothing wrong in calling it again. We called that through the to TIF, and we would still go ahead and call another one. The peace process that the TOTIV initiated is in progress. But with this later and this mandate again, we still go ahead and call all the very major stakeholders again. Yes, sir. We will. All right. So thank you so very much for your time and above all for all the support you give us. We appreciate on behalf of the people of the state, sir.
All right. So while I end this right away, now your president has also asserted today, or had said today, that the president is working very hard. Sorry, your governor rather, that the president is working very hard to end the crisis in Benue State. But as a matter of fact, before the president took over, there were about 17 communities under the control of this headsman. But that right now the president has reduced it to just three. That there were 17 local government areas under that attack, and it's been reduced to three. I like you to clarify that because I mean you're a son of the soil. So if you don't get information, let me go get it. All right, go ahead,
Uh,
please.
my sister, that was just a mere political statement. Nothing
He's
has
a
changed.
reverend father, so he should
I
be.
said,
He
I
says the
said,
truth.
I said, I said that is just a mere political statement. Before the inception of this government, Fulani headmen have invaded Agatu. Agatu is so popular. You heard about that.
Agatu
Agatu.
has been having
Um,
series of attacks endlessly.
yeah, yeah. Agatu, Apa, Gwe West, Guma,
Yes.
part of
Goma.
Makodi, part of Logo, part of Katinala, part of Ukun, part of Kwande. My sisters, these parts are still under Fulani occupation. They've gained even more lands, especially in Kwande, in Otupo. Before now, those we've not been hearing those crises in Otupo, but right now they're invading Otupo every time. Before now, Otupo has been a little bit relatively safe, so nothing has changed. Okay, in the history of my community, at no time were up to 30 people killed. In the history of my community, we've been having attacks over and over and over. They will come, they will kill 3. They will come, they will kill 5. They will come, we'll be repelling them. So if you are saying, oh, we're better now, for goodness sake, my community, we've just lost close to 300 people. It has never happened, ever. So where's the where's the safety?
Okay, now you said about close to 300 people, but federal government is announcing, and TVC the other time also announced that it's just close to 100. They're not even up to 100 yet.
No, they
As of
took they only relied on what the governor said. They only relied on what the governor said. See, only 2 families have lost close to 50 people. 2 families, just 2 families. I've lost close to 2 people. I know 2 families that have lost. One is 21, the other family is 24.
Whoops. Okay,
Yeah.
let's quickly go through those names very quickly. I had to, get the names ready and available for us to quickly
Mm.
run across. So let's start with. I hope this is number one. Let's start with the names, and perhaps we could just look at them very quickly. So all these names, these human beings are
All,
dead right now.
all,
All of them,
all.
and some of them are children.
Children, the aged, women, the disabled. Know quite a number of disabled people here in this list. Know quite a number of young, vibrant people who cannot hurt a fly. Look at my friend, the guy number 13, Matthew Yomba. Matthew Yomba just finished pharmacy from University of Jos last year. He went for housemanship at Kanu. He just finished his housemanship. He came to the village just last week to tell his people that he has finished all these things. He's now a full pharmacist. You know, that same night he was killed. Matthew Yomba. That's a guy who struggled in his growing up days. He was selling kerosene in Yerota there in the market there. That's the market where
Mm.
he was killed. He was selling kerosene. He has this strong entrepreneurial spirit, selling kerosene to just sponsor himself in school. And with the aid of his older brother, he was able to go to school. You know, he had excellent grades. His JAM was more than above 250 in sciences. You know, so he had just finished pharmacy and he was killed. He was killed the very night he came to sleep to pass in his village. My cousin, uh, my cousin was soldier on June 12th. He spoke with my mom because my mom is not in my village. She lives in the local government in Nasarawa State. So he spoke with her. She's been suffering from some partial stroke, sort of. So he is a traditional medical practitioner. So
Mm.
they spoke. He said he's coming on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, 17, to come and treat her, apply some traditional treatment. Yeah, they spoke on 12. I knew about that just yesterday that he was killed. Because when my mother was talking to me, she said, look at what she discussed with those soldiers. On 12, he was to come on 17. And all of a sudden, this happened. So so that's the kind of stories we have all over. That's the kind of story I could look at my cousin there, the Telumunze. Telumunze was the agent of APC in that last election. The way he loves APC like his bride.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay, because while they were chasing them away during the protest, one of the ladies were shouting, "See, look at the people who voted for. Look at the people who voted for. See what
yes,
they're doing to
yes.
us."
I say, look, when the first membership drive of APC took place in February 2014, I was the first member from that village. He was the second member. And even when APC maltreated me, because I won the House of Reps primaries of APC in December 2014 for Makodi Kuma, that federal constituency. From nowhere, out of the blues, they brought a name of a guy that's my friend who is right now in the House of Reps there, Dixon Taki. He didn't contest that primary. He wasn't a member of the APC at that point. They brought
Oh
his
wow.
name from the PDP and sent his name to INEC, an
And
election
INEC
that
said
I had won. Yeah, that kind of impunity. So I went challenging that. I went to court, all the way to Supreme Court, spending 3 years in the process. And even in the court, all the way to Supreme Court, the INEC, in their brief, they filed that I won the primaries, that this guy, who is the candidate of the APC, was not involved in the primaries.
so.
INEC
What
was the third
happened?
respondent.
Why can't they
So,
substitute him?
but the Supreme Court unfortunately dismissed my case on mere technicality that I ought to have sought the leave of court, but I did not seek leave of court. For someone like me who studied law in the UK, I felt, man, I became ruptured. Because in the UK, for instance, they will tell you that no, look, this case is clearly meritorious. So even though there is a procedural defect, that defect is curable. We can cure it, or we can ask the guy to just move it orally. What you are saying, I needed to have seek the leave of court.
So
So
that
they
speaks to
destroyed my
some of
case,
these
and that
issues
is
people
what.
talk about, that the government, that the courts actually major on technicalities
No,
against.
I'm one of the biggest victims. One of the biggest victims. Look, I'm a lawyer trained in Malaysia and England, and I was the president of my set in the Nigerian Law School, 2012, 2013 set of the Nigerian Law School. But let me tell you, I don't have the zeal, the interest to practice law at all in Nigeria because of what happened to me. Because you could see impunity, injustice perpetrated so clearly. So it is useless to practice law in a lawless society. So because I have conscience, it's not because of the money. It's not because you want to go into practice to get money. No, you are a minister in the temple of justice. So for whatever cause you are pursuing in court, the ultimate aim should be justice, whichever side you are, whether it's side the prosecuting side or the defending side. But that's not what's happening in Nigeria. So it deflated my spirit, killed my zeal. So my law degree is just hanging there. Law degree from a reputable university in the United Kingdom and the Nigerian Law School. You know, I'm not practicing because of what happens to me. So I'm so tired with the country. You know, this and the system is so stinking. Nothing is really working in the system. You know, we need a complete overhaul of the system, a turnaround, maintenance on the system.
All right. So this going back to the conversation that happened. This is so sad, and sincere apologies for what you had to go through. It's sad. I can imagine how you feel. But going back to this conversation now, these names that were released, how did you get hold of them? That's what many would say.
Uh, you have a village, right?
I have a villager.
Correct. And your relations are in the village, right?
Yes, they are in the village.
Very good. So
No,
when things
I'm
like this,
asking you for the purpose of the public before you go to
yes.
probe me
So
like
when
the lawyer
so
that
when
you are.
things
You see yourself now. You don't want to practice
correct.
law. You're using my body to practice the law now, baby. Okay, now.
So you see, so it's like a school. You know, the village is like a school.
Yes.
That something like this will happen. Then we'll say, oh, this classroom, this classroom, this classroom. You know the number of people killed. You've seen the dead bodies in this classroom, SS3A. Look at, oh, Umar is dead. Abdullahi is gone. Stephen is
Oh
gone.
my goodness.
That's how we got the list. Those are the people. That's our village. So it's like classroom. Classroom SS2B. This guy is gone. This girl is gone. That woman is gone. The teacher is gone.
Hey.
SS3C.
Okay, so
So
let's run through this list. You know, you had mentioned that there were people who were lost as much as 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 family members. We had dealt with the first list. This is the second list. Can we speak to them? In fact, from the first list, how many of them were family members? Let me go through them again. Let me get the first list again so that we can, we don't
no,
want
you
to be
could
in
see
a hurry doing this
you,
so that we can speak true to what is going on in Benin. So,
okay. So
from these,
you like you
okay,
can see the
I see.
first
Oh,
the first
I see
three.
from number 6. I even see from number 6 down to almost number 12, all same surname. Doesn't mean they're family members.
Hold very well. Like the first three, you could see their surname is Chi,
Mm,
right? Four
yes.
and five, okay.
Mm,
6, 7,
12.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Doga.
Hell.
The pharmacist Matthew Yomba
Hmm.
was killed with his siblings. The
Ah,
pharmacist is number 13.
okay, wait. When
Was
Very Dark Man visited your community, I did hear that there was a man who owns a rice farm, and I think a rice storage, that the storage
yeah,
was burnt, and I heard he lost millions of naira in that storage. I hear he's related to the pharmacist. Is it correct?
yes. And don't even talk about food crops right now, because what happened was that in that store where there are those bags of rice, there are a lot of people who were sleeping there that night. It's a very large warehouse, a storage facility. So lots of bags of rice that were stored, that were owned by different people with that of that guy. So what they did was that they poured fuel there and locked the doors and set light there. So the rice itself became
Yes. Now, yeah, inflammable.
it's combustible. It's
Yes.
combustible. Like I was born, my leg was burned by rice chaff when I was small. You know how rice chaff looks like. Yeah, it's even hotter than fire itself. So that was
Oh
what
my
happened to those guys
God.
that you are saying. The
And that
pharmacy,
would
that
have
was what happened
worsened.
to
It
him.
would have worsened their pain.
Exactly, exactly. They will die slow death because it doesn't burn quick and it will roast them. You could see the child remains. I actually stopped crying today. I've been crying all this. My face is swollen. My eyes have been red all this while.
Sorry.
You know.
Sorry.
Because those are people you know. Those are people. I'm a politician. Those are people that the moment I'm just entering the village, everybody comes around, they gather, I address them. Those are people that were in the church when I was doing my Thanksgiving before I could leave. And like I told you, the first reader on that day was killed. The person who took the second reading was killed. The person who took the responsorial psalm that day I was doing my Thanksgiving was killed. The choir mistress was killed. 6 members of the choir were killed. So these are familiar people to me, you know. So I've been trying to coordinate myself. All this while I've been so incoherent, even my speeches, because I cannot coordinate myself up to this moment. So it is always easier for another team man to speak so well about this, a team man who is outside the community, like
Yes.
let's say even the neighboring community. Do you understand?
Mm.
So I'm talking of devastation that happened amongst to my own siblings directly in my village, you know, in my village directly. So I've not been able to get myself all the while.
Okay, so let's get straight to the twisting, or what is called the twisting of the narrative by the government or people in power. Why do you think that is happening? Why do you think your governor is not calling it what it is? I do remember that during the administration of former Governor Tom, I think we talked about this on Friday, he kept calling it what it was. And then he had issues with President Muhammad Buhari then when he told him, like, you don't, in fact, that's what brought about stereotyping of the Fulani headsmen. That's what they say. Stop calling the Fulani headsmen. Not all Fulani people are bad, and all that. Why do you think your governor hasn't
Okay,
made that?
okay. First of all, let me attend to that before the side of the governor.
Hmm.
They are saying stop calling we are stereotyping, we're ethnic profiling.
Yes.
Okay, because these guys do not have a name like Boko Haram, like Lakurawa, like IPOP,
Yes.
and these guys have always been promoted and coordinated by Mayati Allah and other Fulani groups. And
Hmm.
then, very important, do you understand? Very importantly, very importantly, have you heard one Fulani man, one Fulani traditional ruler condemn this Benue attack?
They did during Uromi attack when the Uromi
Have you heard the
hunters
Sultan? Sultan was
Sultan
just
hasn't.
spitting
Oh, but Atiku Abubakar
fire.
spoke. Atiku Abubakar condemned this.
Sultan was spitting fire when Uromi happened
Yes.
because
Yes.
of 12 or 13
And
people.
Northern
And
Elders Forum also spoke about it.
did
Very.
they speak about this? So these are answers to your questions because
Ah.
it's a collective agenda. So they cannot speak. We dare them to come out and speak and condemn these people and say they want these people arrested and prosecuted. When they do that, they'll convince me, and some of them will stop using that name. Because even me before this over 200 things happened, I've always been trying to be diplomatic by saying armed headsmen, even though we know what. But I've always, because most of my friends, I have a lot of, like, my primary school to secondary school, I have a lot of Fulani friends, you know. So I've always tried to be diplomatic. But it's time we reveal the truth right now. We say it as it is.
Again, to what end? Really, to what end? You know, I saw
Exactly,
people
because
on social
because
media the
because
other day saying that if government wants this land or all the land in Nigeria to be ceded to a particular tribe, they should just say that so that will stop the bloodbath. But I just want to
yes,
say that as the
but
next
but
social
but then
media historical.
we are saying you guys want the land, right? You've killed all those guys. Truth is, you won't get that land. So you just wasted these lives. But you can't get the land. We are still there. Some of us are still there. Our children are still there, and they'll fight this off. And it will really become a war when we start
Look
to
at
react.
depopulating you guys. Same thing
Yeah, it will
happening
really
in
become a war when we start to react. So we've been the victims all this while. Just imagine when we start reacting, you know? So, but there comes a time that this kind of the reaction must come. If this kind of beastly act does not stop. And regarding why the governor is taking his position the way he's taking, I don't know. I think it's just for the sake of political correctness. I've always felt disappointed anytime I hear him say, no, he's always like a spokesperson to them, saying, these people are not Nigerians. They are foreign terrorists. They cannot even speak Hausa. Oh, for goodness sake, we know these people. We've been repelling them like the ones that were killed by our boys that day that they attacked. They were familiar faces in neighboring Giza. The Fulanis who have been coming to the market. That's the
Hmm.
market that they attacked. Do you understand? So when the government sometimes speak, they make it look as if this whole intel is rocket science. Other people are not supposed to know, oh, we're the government, so we know this is more than you. No. I always say, we are the source of the intel. So you get it from us, and then you decide to distill it and refine it. We have the crude, the raw intelligence. You know, so we know these people. So I've always felt disappointed, slighted, and I feel it's a spit on the grave of those who died when they try to accuse people who don't know anything about it. I say they are all from outside the country. And then I like I told you the other day in your program, I said any thief man who calls this farmer sellers crisis is a betrayer or or a conspirator or a coward. Because there's no crisis here between who and who. It's so unfortunate. It's just like what happened in 911. Then you are calling that oh, the people killed, they were killed in Taliban US fight. Was there a Taliban US fight before? There
You
was
know,
not a Taliban.
so
There was not a
it's sad.
Taliban US fight. There was
It's
not an Al Qaeda US fight. But when Al
sad.
Qaeda struck, US have to react.
It's sad that this is happening because you know that not only did this just happen on Friday, from Saturday. I mean, Friday stroke Saturday, yeah, Abby, in your community. Saturday stroke Sunday also happened to an attack happened in a close, I think, in a naval base close to your community, again, close to Benue State again. Happened again, the same finger at the same Fulani headsman again. In fact, as I speak to you, just today in Enugu
Mm.
State. I think that Enugu, that part of Enugu State shares boundary with you guys, with Benue State. I don't know if it's your community in Benue State or another community in Benue State, but I do know that they share boundary with Benue State. Another attack happened where people were butchered in their farms. I can't give you the gory image, the complete image, but I'll just, I had to cut off the death and all that because of politics. That's it. People are wailing.
Anyway,
So you can see that means this is, if what you're saying is true, that means it's spreading. It's spreading. How far can this go? And how is it possible that any government will know this truth that you're saying, if what you're saying is the truth, and then keep quiet for this to fester? That it's confusing. Is there something else?
But that's the reality of what the Nigerian leadership structure is. That people are there in leadership roles just for themselves and not for the nation. Because if you are for the nation, you make sure things go right. You make sure that you uphold the constitution which you sought to protect. That constitution guarantees freedom to life in section 33, and it provides punishment for all those things. You know, so for the sake of political correctness, you don't want to hurt some people. Maybe you are expecting this kind of vote from these people. In 2027, you're expecting Fulani votes. So you don't want to hurt their feelings. So that's just what is happening. Do you
Mm.
understand? You don't
And
want to
that
hurt their
means,
feelings.
because you always want their vote, then every
It
successive
was
government
it
will
was
keep
it was
quiet.
just exactly what happened with Atiku when he condemned that Debra killing in Sokoto.
Oh,
And
the
within
Deborah.
within a minute, he deleted that tweet. Why? Because they told him that, brother, so you are with these people condemning this act, you will get our vote. They've been writing it on his wall. I was on that wall that day. Before you say Jack Robinson, he deleted that tweet. So you could see the kind of leaders we have. Nobody, nobody is willing to be a custodian of the conscience of the nation, to come forward and defend the nation, devoid of ethnic, tribal, or whatever divides. They're all there to be politically correct. Let's just do it like this. Let me tell you, several people have spoken to me that, please, if I'm talking, I shouldn't say this, I shouldn't say, for goodness sake. Do you understand? Because they want me to be politically correct. And like I told you, even me, I've always tried to be politically correct before now. I've always described these people as armed headsmen. Meanwhile, I know the truth. But the time has come for us to open up. Several people have spoken to me. If you check my WhatsApp messages and say, yeah, please, you're outing. Please, you still have the future ahead of you, this and that. Please, would you want let them not come and not give you any appointment or any, all those kind of things. So you have to take a position that is not hurting to this, for goodness sake. For goodness sake, the people that were killed, some were potential lawyers, potential governors, potential presidents. Of course, some have achieved their potentials already, even like the pharmacist. He could have gone far anyway, but already has achieved what he was dreaming to become pharmacist. You're all killed. So the president's life is no better than any of these guys, or the governor's life, or any of the leaders' life. They did nothing, and those are the most loyal and patriotic Nigerians, because those are the people that you can count on in paying their taxes. They will they'll get their farm produce, they'll come, they'll tax it at the market there. They'll start transporting it to this, they'll be taxing it on the way. On the way, they'll be paying
At,
all
at,
those
at
things.
at what point would you say that this whole thing escalated to this level? Whose administration? If we, bring in that from a basket, I know that people would say it's been an
No,
age-long process.
in Benue, it escalated in Buhari's administration.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
yeah, it escalated, but that's where you find the popular Gatu killings. You know,
Yes.
the popular Guma mass burial. You remember the mass burial
Yes.
conducted by the Ottoman administration? You know, so they feel that, okay, they're kinsman, and then the guy has been romanticizing them. You would just say anytime these killings happen, instead of condemning, you say that's Buhari. You say it. He will be like, we should learn to accommodate our neighbors.
Mm. I
We have
remember
a
that.
law. We are saying we're not against them. We have Fulani in Makodi. We have even Fulani as councillors in Makodi. You know, so but we're against open grazing of cattle, and then you are saying we should learn to accommodate instead of asking your kinsmen to abide by the extant law in Benue. That you tell your this. It's just like, if you want. When I was going to Malaysia, they gave me an advice. My parents, my friends, my leaders. And Idoma Man was the first person to sponsor me to go to Malaysia, led Professor Jerry Agada from Orokam in Obadibo. He gave me the advice, Frank, please, you know that place, they have capital sentencing for
So
drugs.
drugs, yes.
Avoid things like this. This is the laws of these countries. Simple. A Benue guy, if you go to Kano, who advise you, say, you know, you are a shaka, you shark beer. Don't go and sit outside drinking beer. Don't go and be selling beer. We'll give you that warning. So in Benue, why are Fulani not telling their people that Benue have this law? Don't go there. Do you now understand it? So Buhari was supposed to be the forefront of telling his kinsmen that, look, these guys have this law. Don't go there. Don't go and violate their laws. Because we have also told our people anytime they're traveling to northern states that enforce strict Sharia, that don't go selling beer. Don't go drinking beer in public. So people, when they go, beer, selling of alcohol is ranched. The ranch that we are calling for in Benue, selling of alcohol in those states are ranched. You get
Yes.
alcohol only in some designated areas or in the military barracks. That's ranch. In the Mami market, in the military barracks. So that's ranching. So we are also saying, cattle, ranch. Then they try to skew the narrative by saying there is a free movement of constitutional. Yes, constitutional guarantees free movement of people, not cattle. It's people. So you as a Fulani guy, you have the right to move all around Benue. But that
And they
cattle,
talk about grazing routes. Remember that?
yes. And then what Gezu antiquated law? Was there any grazing route before? You are talking of the time of Sadauna. Are we living the time of Sadauna? When the North was one entity, you know? After the Sadauna, the North was balkanized into other regions, and then during this one were turned into 12 states, Yakub Gawan, and Murtala Mohammed made it 19 states. Each of these states have their own laws. And every small thing you begin to refer us to 1961, that there was a gazette in 1961 under Sadauna. Can you imagine? You know?
Okay.
So,
So Mr. Frank, I'm going to read some headlines very quickly, and I want you to react to them. We'll start with the president's speech, the one he made today. Please, very quickly, so that people can call him, because I know people are waiting to ask you some questions. Let's listen to what he had to say today, what he did
Please
promise he was
permit
going
me
to visit your
to
community.
credit Eugenia Abu with the fact that we have a mini silence for the people, the victim of Benue. Why I sympathize with the Benue people, I've spoken to the governor. The leadership and people of Benue should accept our condolences and tried hard, very, very consciously, to maintain peace, harmony among themselves. I've always said this, that we are one single huge family living in the same house, stay in different rooms, but living together in harmony will be the result of our diversity for prosperity. We should be able to manage our anger and frustrations. I sympathize those who have lost their life. I will adjust my program and go see Benue people on Wednesday.
All right. So, yes, he said, no matter the provocation, no matter the anger, you should try to control your emotions. I'd like you to react to what the president said.
yeah, but he should commend us for really controlling our emotions, because truth of the matter is that we know many of the Fulani locations in Giza, in the neighboring communities. You understand? If we hadn't controlled our emotions, we would have gone to all those places. And then we've controlled our emotions. That's why Fulanis are still existing in Makodi. They're still selling nono. For that they don't know, in the streets of Makodi, we are peaceful people. We've controlled our emotions. We've never fought these guys. We don't fight these guys. They only attack us. So issue of controlling, we've controlled our emotions. That's why our people have always been scared. They've been running from their villages to come and sleep in very dirty places in the stores, sleeping in the midst of bags of rice and bags of yams. Because how can you control your emotions better than this? You've controlled yourself. You don't want problem. But yet they'll follow you to all those places. So for me, I've been listening to it doesn't make sense for me as somebody who's been a victim of these things.
Hmm.
They're telling me what I've already known. We're far ahead of them. They're telling us things that we're quite behind. So we are talking about controlling emotions. We've done that all this while. If not, look, we're from a tribe of warriors. You know the story of the Tea people. We are
Yes, I do.
warriors by nature. And we won the civil war for Nigeria. And I know how many Igbo friends have been have been have been mocking me over
Oh
this.
yes, Igbos are angry
Yes,
with you guys. They said you guys
yes,
are reaping the result of how the betrayal you betrayed
exactly.
the youth
Because
during
we
the
won the
civil war.
civil war for Nigeria. Who were the ones who met up the soldiers who fought the Tifa in Domas and then the Angas in Plateau. You know, so they've been mocking us. So because
And these are
we're
the people, suffering this Fulani issue more right now. I'm
exactly.
sorry.
So we're an ethnic group of warriors. We stopped the jihad from spreading to other parts of the eastern
That's why
part
it
of
stopped. That's why
yeah,
it
we
stopped.
st- we, st- we stopped that. Because it came all the way into Nasarawa, into present day. In Nasarawa today, you have Emirates. In Kefi, in Nasarawa, they have emirs up to
So
Lafia.
does it mean that if you
You
give
know
this a chance, you may likely begin to have an emir in Benue State?
exactly. That's the
Wow.
idea. But the truth is that it will never happen. Not because you are our enemies or we are your enemies. It's the fact that no, we have a separate culture, a separate tradition. So be contented with yours and leave us to practice ours. You cannot always get it at all times. You've had enough in many parts of Africa, many parts of West Africa. Burkina Faso, you are there. You are there in Sierra Leone. You are there in Guinea. You are there in Mali. You are there in Mauritania. You are there in Gambia. You are in Chad, in Niger, even up to Central African Republic. In Nigeria, you have up to 10 states. Then Benue. Then Benue is just a single state divided between Tiva and Domas. And then Tiv in 4 local governments in Nasarawa and about 3 or 4 in Taraba. And that's all.
Taraba, I was going to say you're also in Taraba State.
Yes, yes. And yet you still don't want. So what kind of wickedness is this?
Okay, so looking at the
For me,
expression
I'm even tired of all this rhetoric all this while because we've been speaking. We've been speaking.
of averages.
I was one who led the protest to National Assembly in 2017 on this same thing. And during the protest, that's how I've been interviewed for the next 3 days on this.
Oh,
The
but
same
by
thing I'm
the way,
saying,
speaking about the National Assembly, a caucus in the National Assembly is accusing your governor of being the mastermind of this particular protest. It shocked you?
or being the mastermind
The
behind.
mastermind that he staged this attack for
No, that is
political
wrong.
reasons.
That is wrong. And they know that is wrong. Maybe they are trying to retaliate because the governor, instead of focusing
Accused
on
them.
where the attack is coming from, I'll be accusing them.
Hmm.
So that is why I told you in the end, we are all playing politics with this, which is very unfortunate. So people have always been trying to be politically correct. We've been using this for even the protest. See, protest a noble objective that sought to that sought to achieve a noble objective. The protest in Moko the day before yesterday was it yesterday on Saturday, and the one that VDM went. They now politicize the whole thing. There's all anti-governance element, anti-alias element for organizing. They are protesting over killings that happen, that really
Oh,
happen.
speaking about that protest, I think
Yes.
two of Alias aides have now been suspended because of that protest. I think his chief of
No, no,
staff
no.
and
That
his
that that
press
that that that,
secretary.
that no, that is childishness. I know all the parties involved. They are all my boys, my friends are my boys. Just
So they are not.
the
These faces are
the
not.
no, it's pettiness now. It's they are not alias eight. It's a principal special assistant, right?
Okay.
TV. Tevi, who now suspended his aides. Say one is his chief of staff and the other one is his director of media. The guy on your
Oh,
picture
not
with
the
the cap.
governor's, not the governor's chief of staff.
No, 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 no. Not the governor's chief of staff. Not the
Okay,
governor's chief press secretary. So the guy on
awesome.
cap on the black cap here is the
Mm.
same guy in black here without cap.
Yes, yes, I can
That's
see. Yes,
Okeima.
black cap. Mm.
John Okeima. My very good friend and boy, John Okeima. You know, that is his chief of staff. And then the other guy, Tekula, that is his chief press secretary. It doesn't make I was a PSC. I wasn't
So,
having aides. So they
so,
now have aides. They even have chief of staff. Do you understand? Maybe have
so
a
the
chief of
governor's
staff. We're all
PSA
PSCs
is
before.
now the one sacking his aides for
Yes,
being involved in protests. Now, let me ask another
exactly.
question because this is
Uh,
funny.
it's
The
so funny.
governor shouldn't the governor's PSC himself be worried about the killing of his people enough to also join that protest?
But you know, that's the politicization of the whole thing. Because when the protest happened, they are saying it's an anti-alia protest, that the elements who are involved in the protest are mostly from the Akume's camp. You know, Akume's camp and anti-alias camp. So
But it's
it's
not
so
really
unfortunate.
anti because some people who were there were saying, "Look at the people we voted for. We voted for you people." That means these were people who also voted for Alia.
But that is what happens. No matter what, they have a way of skewing the narrative. Do you understand? And that is the most unfortunate part of this whole thing. That let's look at truth as it is, not as it ought to be, as it is, and attack it. But these people look at truth and try to change the color. So that is where the problem is. They killed people in Yerota. People have gone out to protest over this killing, and then you are giving it a different name. You know, we're supposed to rage more than this. We're supposed to rage more than this. So the whole of Nigeria was supposed to start burning over this kind of thing. But when people go out, they begin to give it political coloration by saying it is this guy who is sponsoring it, who they want to bring the government down, they want to do, you know. So it's quite sad. I've tried to restrain myself from talking politics all this while because
So,
I'm concerned about my people. I'm concerned about that act. And
sorry,
even now, as I'm speaking,
I'm
a lot of
bringing
people
you
say,
to.
yeah, a lot
Mm.
of people say, oh, I'm anti Alia. Alia is my governor. I have nothing to do about that. He's my governor, and my community gave him almost 90% of the votes in my community. You understand? Despite the fact that some of us were in PDP at that time, I was the coordinator of, I was a spokesperson and director of media and publicity of Samuel Otom Senatorial Campaign Organization. Yet, Otom failed in all the polling units in Yerwata because my people told me that, look, yes, your master, we won't give him. We won't give him because he has only been making noise without taking action. So we want something different. Unfortunately, this is the different. Although I'm not involved, I've even withdrawn from partisan politics. In short, I'm not a member of any party now. Sort of, you know. But the last time I was in PDP, I was a spokesperson of the governor. I was a principal special assistant to the governor, and we are from the same local government. Although Otom belongs to the other part of Guma, you know. So we are from the other side of Guma. We are from the same local government. I was a spokesperson, and then in that election in my village, because we're all siblings, I cannot fight anybody. You know, when they say no, look, we won't give him, we won't give. Even we're a strong Catholic society. Peter Obi, who is a Catholic like us, they didn't vote him. They voted as what they understand. They voted as so. We did not play religious politics. They voted a Muslim ticket. We did not play religious politics. So nobody can accuse us of tribalism, of playing religious sentiment. Nobody, because we gave Muslim ticket the highest votes in our place. But look at what is happening now. Like I told you, my cousin who was listen, because that day I was momentarily very bitter with him, very angry. You know, he had to apologize to me the following day when I was like, bros, you know, I'm the coordinator, the spokesperson. How can I lose my polling unit? Just because I've not been coming to village to campaign because we're all siblings, right? So I feel that at my stature and my level, I should just pass information across and you guys abide and execute it. You know, because that is what has been happening before last election. I've always delivered. I'll just stay around and send a message and they will do. But the last one, they say no. Senior, no. And they voted against my interest. You know, so I was very bitter with him. Tell Munzedowski because
Hmm.
A day or two, they were in my house in Makodi, and I even gave them. I was having just less than 100,000. I gave them about up to 50,000. For me, I was having less than 50,000 myself, thinking, okay, they are going back to the village to organize. As I'm coming on election day, when I came on election day, I saw him with ABC tag as agent. It's so unfortunate is that I saw with that is the same
Your
thing that
people,
now.
your people really expected change, and looks like they had a lot of
Yes,
confidence in the governor. So speaking about
yes.
the governor has also spoken a bit. I think he was speaking with Channels Television today, and then he did say quite a few things. He said that the people who attacked your people were herdsmen who did not come with their heads. They are no cattle. In fact, quoting him, he said, last year, people had gone back home and engaged in farming activities with bountiful produce. Now, but this farming season again, we started experiencing the phase of the new attacks. The phase of the new attacks comes this way. Before now, we were talking about the farmers' herders crisis. Now, it has graduated from there. It has become the question of herders coming in, and the armed men were among them. These are his words. Oh, I didn't twist any.
Okay, so
We tagged
I
them.
didn't
We
listen.
tagged them.
So,
We tagged them the armed headsmen. But we are experiencing generally is that, or what we're experiencing generally is that their heads. I'm sorry, is that the herd are not being brought in, but these are just people who are in the front line fighting out here are only carrying AK-47 and AK-49s. What are their real aims? That's what he asked. They don't even come
okay,
with count.
so
They attack
so you
at
see,
will. What do they really want? To occupy our lands?
even the governor has been so inconsistent in his narrative, right? Because in some instances, you call them, oh no, these people are foreigners completely. They don't even speak the local Fulani here. They don't speak the local Hausa. And then now this narrative. So, but you see, when we are deliberate in not sticking to truth, we'll be given different narratives until we
Mm,
stick to truth before we take that common, that singular narrative that is the truth. So for those
mm,
who keep saying, giving the Fulani defenses, making defenses for the Fulani and acting as if they are their spokesperson, if you listen to them, they will be changing narrative in every interview. They say, oh, these guys were here. Sometimes they will come and say, oh, no, they're local politicians, a local killing. Do you understand? We say it's a local
mm.
killing. It's
So,
killing
so
amongst the people.
the reason I read out that part was because he subtly agreed to what you're saying that they're coming to take over lands.
Yeah,
But
but
then why
up
is
to
he not?
yesterday,
Why is
I
he
was
not?
listening to him talking about foreign terrorists, foreign mercenaries.
So
Mhm.
what's going on? What's going on now? Speaking about this too, National Christian Association of Nigeria, Ohanes Ndibo, have all come to say that it is important that the president bring these people to book, whoever it is that is committing this crime. But then, secondly, the CDS is in Benue State, now that is the Chief of Defense Staff, and the IGP is also in Benue State. In fact, he has vowed, he beat in chest, he promised, say, he will bring this crisis to an end. What do you have to say about that?
How are you going to bring the crisis
He said he
to
will
an end
restore
without?
peace. He said he will restore peace in Benue State. He said that.
How are you going to restore peace without justice? Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Peace is not the absence of crisis, but the presence of justice," which is very succinctly captured. You know, you are promising to bring peace. How? You have to first of all bring those guys to books so that you serve as deterrent. They will make a pathway for peace going forward. But and again, they are talking of all this, all this dialogue. He was in my village today, and
Yes.
I listened to him very well, right? He did
Hmm.
not utter all this going after perpetrators, all this justice thing. And that is what infuriates me the more. It's quite very not sitting. This kind of crime has been committed, and nobody's talking about justice. They'll just come and say, oh, we are condoling you guys. Oh, we're so sorry for what happened. Oh, we want to see how peace can be restored. Can you imagine? So why are we in a state? Because as citizens, we've given our right of self-defense to the state, security to the state to defend us. Yeah, that was when he was in Yerota. This includes
Oh,
my father's house here.
yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's my community. You know. So all this, the woman in front, I know her. She lost her kid. You know.
Hell.
Yeah, she
So
lost
the
her kid.
people that survived this, how did they manage?
My sister, many of them do not have anywhere to go even. So they are managing to see how they can sleep in the primary school there with this to add to the number of those in the primary school. Because even in Mokodi, which is just 40 kilometers away, they don't know anybody not to have a house where they can go there. That's how pathetic the whole thing is. So no matter how others flee, others must still remain because they do not have anywhere to go. You know? So the security agencies like the police ID who came now, they will come, assure them, and then deploy mobile police and some security within the next 1 week. And then after that, you see nobody, and then the strike will continue again.
Oh my
So
God.
this has been on repeat for so long now. Is it not the chief of army staff that was in Benue State 2 weeks ago? The chief of army staff went to Benue
He who
by
said
saying,
he was moving into Benue State, said he was moving
"Thank
in.
you, thank you," just 2 weeks ago. So did this thing not
I mean,
happen?
they talk am now. Say, if be like say, Chief of Army staff go there, now the thing come worse past them.
Because he went and camouflaged the whole thing and left. I can tell you what happened. When he went, he couldn't even visit the soldiers in their positions in those places. He couldn't even visit the flashpoint. He just came and made a beautiful speech in Makodi and left. You know. So at least the IG tried today by stopping Yerota, and he's stopping Yerota because Yerota is on the way to Makodi. If it was inside, he could have gone. So Yerota is on the highway from Lafia. You are coming from Abuja, you reach Lafia. On your way from Lafia to Makodi, Yerota is on the road there on the road. So if it was some 10 kilometers inside, they could have gone. You know. So they are stopping now and playing some kind of optics for the camera because Yerota is on the highway. Because it's actually on their way to Makodi to see the governor. Do you understand?
Yes,
So
I
let's
do.
tell ourselves the truth. Let's
Thoroughly.
tell ourselves the truth. It's so unfortunate.
Thoroughly. Now, a lot of people are
Yeah.
asking how you guys are going to survive moving forward. Some people are saying, okay, does it mean that you go back and arm yourselves? If you arm yourself to what end? In fact, even Very Dark Man is
We
saying, in fact,
can't.
you people should go.
Yeah, we
Your
count on
youth
the.
should go and get licensed arms so that this can reduce. What's the way forward for you guys now?
If we get license now, they'll still seize them. They've been seizing all those ones. You know, they've been disarming
Hey.
our youth. So, yeah, so we count on the government to protect us this time. Maybe this over 200 people that died, maybe that the final sacrifice
As
for
I speak
peace.
to you, they've arrested about 14 of your people, if it's your people, though, because I hear that some people who were involved in protest today, who protested and angrily saw a Fulani truck driver or something like that, burnt
Mm.
the truck down or stuff like that, and they arrested 14 of them.
Yeah, it's a common thing. So you see, all this thing that I'm saying is not surprising to me because it's a common thing. It's been repeating itself over the years. So
Oh
it's
wow.
just the same. Yeah, it's just the same script. It's just the same script. They are just repeating the script, and then sometime with a little revision, they'll revise a certain line. You understand? It's
Oh my
still this.
goodness.
So have you observed that nothing that you've been saying here has shocked me? Because I've been in the picture of this thing for more than 10 years. It's the same thing again and again and again. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed at all. And that's why I'm not even excited with the visit of the president and the IG. And I'm not excited. I can only be excited when they say they are going to bring those guys to justice and they execute it. And they execute it. We want to see on television the faces of their sponsors, the faces of some of those guys. Those guys are just in the
But that,
neighboring
that would never
villages.
happen, right?
We want to see them. Do you understand? So if you are you, will you feel excited about their travel? They are just traveling.
But people like David Magna have responded that they may force your people to defend themselves. That's a strong
Yeah,
statement
yeah.
coming from
Former
a former army officer
ex
or army general.
ex military officers have been saying that T.Y. Dejuma has been the forefront of that. In Taraba, he's been saying that over and over again. Because the truth of the matter is, there must come a time that will happen, no matter what. And if you put the military, maybe you just sacrifice them because the people may go after them. It's been happening in other places. We've been seeing it. Do you understand? That you
Hmm.
guys are not defending us and you don't want us to defend ourselves. Because when you put the good to the wall, it must react. So there comes a time that that kind of reaction must happen. So we
All
have
right.
to prevent all this.
I like to open phone lines. I know people will want to ask you questions because I have other gist I want to get into. I don't know if you'll be
Um,
interested. You may not be. You may not want to be interested in
but
those.
Precious, you've gone beyond the listen out. Do you know that?
Yeah, let me leave you to go
Let,
now if
let
you
me
want
let me
to go.
let me
Let
tell you
me
the
leave you to.
sacrifice I just made. My wife
Oh,
has closed from work 30 minutes ago. She's been
oh
buzzing me
my
because I'm supposed to
goodness,
go and
I'm
pick
so
her. I'm with the car.
sorry. I'm so
Yeah, so
sorry.
she's
I'm
stranded.
so sorry. I'm
Yeah,
so
so she's
sorry.
stranded.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. Then please
Yes.
tell her sorry for me. Please,
All
please.
right.
My
So she
sincere
closed
apology.
by it's 2:39 now. She closed at 2, which in Nigeria is 8.
Mm,
So
okay.
she's been buzzing
Okay.
me.
It's already almost 9 o'clock. No, no, no. It's got almost 40
Yeah,
minutes past.
exactly.
Please go and take
Exactly.
care of it.
But I'll always be
Thank you
available
so
for you.
much.
But you have to tell
Please,
me the time so that
we
you
need
know, like
to talk.
one of my Nigerian friends will say, "This is America," because in America time is structured. Do you understand? Time is structured. You have time for
And
this,
this is
time for
Africa.
this.
And this is Africa.
Eh, yes. So this is America. So you have to tell
Thank
me that the
you.
program will last from this time to that time so that I can plan it. Do you understand?
Good time. All right, then, no
Yeah.
problem.
But I
Thank you so
appreciate you
much.
and I appreciate yeah, I
I
appreciate
yeah,
you. I appreciate what you've been doing and how you've been standing for our people, how you've been narrating the true story, and how the zeal you have to know further truth about this and propagate this truth. I appreciate you so much. And may God bless you
thank you.
and
Thank you
bless your
so
viewers.
Go enjoy the rest of your day. Please
Yeah.
watch out for people in the village. Try to advise them,
Yes.
tell them to stay
Certainly.
safe. And for your mom, please ensure that she's safe to and your relatives. I mean, because
Yeah,
you're very
yeah, she
open,
is.
we need to ensure that they're
Yeah.
very safe. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to enjoy the rest of your
Thank
evening.
you.
All
All
right
right.
then. All right, guys, let's get to the matter because okay, you know what? You know what? Before we enter the buzzwords and people that say that they will remove Tinubu from office, in fact, his age that resigned and said, I go come out. In fact, I come out for office so that I go fit come out Tinubu. I go fit vote against that. Before we they reach all those side there, make we just visit waiting Atiku and Peter Obi talk because they get to do with this massacre. You understand? When we visit and they will go to waiting to the Bakare talk. They will go to Natasha Akpoti case and then we'll come to people who want to remove Tinubu. And then we go to waiting on Joseph Carlo talk where they ones and for our state governor say, be careful, oh, don't work against Tinubu unless you suffer for it. If you work against Tinubu, you suffer for it. You know that APC have done the talk since say, they didn't force anybody to change to join APC. Then what is that statement by Ojo Zakalo? Waiting it really means. Make we enter inside that took about Kamata small. Sharply, then we'll come back. No, make on no vex. Phone lines will be open for you to jump in on the conversation. Apologies, I had to take so much time with Mr. Uto because he was worthy for us to have that conversation. It was a very, very necessary conversation. But then moving on to what's going on. So, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has condemned the indifference and silence with which President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approached to killing in Benue State and other parts of the country. Now, in a statement today, Monday, Abubakar blasted Nigerian leaders at all levels for being what's he calling? He's saying that insouciant about the tragic killing of innocent Nigerians in the country, accusing Mr. Tinubu of being obsessed with power. Hey, say president they too obsessed with power so much that they even feel about waiting people will die. So which kind of thing be that? Quoting him, he say the silence, the indifference, the lack of urgency, it is all damning. Hell, Mr. Baba, can I talk about? Not be me or not be my handwriting. Go check him. And put him. He say it is a betrayal of the sacred duty of leadership and speaks to a deeper rot in the conscience of leadership, a frightening normalization of violence against the very people they swore to protect. History will not be kind to those who chose power over people. Hey! Another one that I understand the intensity of this message, how serious it is. Now, Mr. Abubakar can't charge Nigerian leaders to uh, profile real-time solutions to the crisis rather than offering empty condolences. And I go just can't give condolence. Waiting be the real solution I go give. He talk more. Now, he say this is a call to conscience to every leader at both the federal and state levels. Stop turning a blind eye why Benue drowns in blood. Stop offering condolences and start offering solutions. The former vice president to talk more. He said the bloodshed there. He said it don't reach a devastating crescendo. That's the bloodshed don't reach, that peak, the highest peak. Say it don't reach there. Decrying that thousands of lives had been lost in Benue with political leaders offered only hollow assurances. They will just hollow assurances. Then they will just say, we'll bring them to book, don't worry, but nothing they happen. Now, Abubakar also accused the APC-led government of attacking and maiming Nigerians for protesting injustice. Say people they protest on an injustice, or they attack them, they maim them. Now, when citizens take to the streets to protest these injustices, they are not inciting rebellion. They are crying for help. They are demanding that every Nigerian is constitutionally entitled to the right to life and the protection of life by the state. But what do they do, or what do they receive in return? Tear gas, brutality, disdain. It is pouring hot oil on upon wound where be say they get again. Now, so in talk. Now, Oga Abubakar talk, not be me. Now, the PDP chieftain said that unleashing force on grieving defenseless citizens is not governance, but cruelty. That's a sin of wickedness. That kind of wickedness, patience was also the show for film. Then a wickedness, that one where the frown face away, and that kind of wickedness. Slamming Mr. Tinubu led administration for being unresponsive to the plight of Nigerians. Say just they bomb, they even talk for waiting Nigerians to go through. He now urged Nigerians to continue speaking out about issues affecting them and holding their leaders accountable. Now, the PDP chieftain noted, we urge the people not to be silenced. Raise your voices, demand accountability, demand justice, demand a government that sees you, hears you, and protects you. Mr. Abubakar advised leaders to work with security agencies and deploy resources in the fight against insecurity. Again, from Plateau to Zamfara, Kaduna to Taraba to Enugu, the crises are just too many. The same thing. Nigerians are bleeding and begging for Tinubu to be heard by the government. This time this is the time to act. Now, so in talk. I never see person who drop this kind of message before, because this message, then Peter Obi can't answer from the other level. Now he can't talk, say, he say he don't slam the president as a phony leader who lacks competence, character, capacity, and compassion. Now they ask me the meaning of this word, so go Google them. Phony, they spell them Phoney. Go and check the meaning. Phoney. Phony leader. Hey! Say now, what's in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What's happen to Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi? Where did they learn this new bad mouth from? I don't understand. Now, quoting Peter Obi now, in own way, he says, sadly, the evidence is right before our eyes. Recently, we witnessed severe flooding in Niger State that claimed nearly 200 lives, with many still missing, yet not even a single presidential visit. This is in a nation where the scene of the tragedy is less than an hour away from with a helicopter. Just an hour away if you carry a helicopter, which of course the president should use. Quoting him again, he said, just days ago, over 200 Nigerians, innocent men, women, and children, and even soldiers were massacred in Benue State. Again, no presidential visit, no physical presence at the scene of the pain, no genuine national mourning, no leadership face to comfort the grieving or give people hope. Now, the 2023 presidential standard bearer for inside the Labour Party, he talked a lot of things. He said the president's spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, did not immediately respond to requests for comment, because People's Gazette reporter said they call him immediately, say, Oga Onanuga, you don't hear what people be don't talk, Piro don't talk again, no, call answer him. They say Onanuga no respond immediately. Now, his attack on Peter Obi came in the wake of a violent attack on people of Benue State. His attack on Tinubu, rather, came in the wake of violent attack on the people of Benue State that left about 200 people dead. Hey! He explained that leadership is not only about holding political office or position, but about showing up when it matters the most, when it matters to the needs of the people. That's what leadership is about. Quoting him now, he says, it is in this line that I have always maintained that we must move away from voting based on tribe and religion and begin to vote for people with competence, capacity, character, and compassion. Because we have all seen painfully what leadership without these qualities has done to our country. That's what we talk. That's what he notes. He said, competence, he said, Mr. Obi said, noted, he said, competence, because Nigeria today needs a leader who understands the issues on ground, who has the knowledge, experience, and the clear ideas to solve them. Capacity, because it is not a ceremonial position. It requires strength, stamina, and the mental energy. The mental energy. That is, you have to have the mental energy in your kidney. The mental energy in front, to confront our complex challenges. Now, in talk more, he say, and above all, leadership must be rooted in character and integrity, because without integrity, public trust collapses, corruption thrives, and selfishness takes over. But perhaps most importantly, we need compassion, because when a leader lacks compassion, human lives are treated as statistics and suffering is ignored. Ew! What the marble? Now, the former Anambra State governor condemned Mr. Tinubu for not showing empathy and visiting the affected states of Niger and Benue City immediately, where dozens of lives and properties were lost to the flood disasters and attacks. The politician compared Mr. Tinubu with other leaders, most especially the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, and South Africa's Cyril Ramaphosa, who personally visited disaster sites within hours to identify with the people. In India, Mr. Obi quoted, a plane crash killed nearly 200 people. The prime minister was physically at the scene within hours. In South Africa, when flood claimed 73 lives, the president was personally to the affected communities, stood with them, and took responsibility. That is leadership with compassion. That is leadership that understands the value of human life. But here in Nigeria, we have normalized leadership without empathy, without accountability, and without human face. Oh, that's all we talk. He added, that is why I insist Nigeria does not just need another president. Nigeria needs a leader with competence, capacity, character, compassion. Until we choose leaders on these principles, the cycle of pain will continue. Full stop. In end. Hell, Peter, the son of Obi, this kind of thing you have written like this, it is too much. Oh, hey, Mbano, make I go tell on waiting on Tunde Bakare talk, because in all of these that people are saying and where people don't complain, Tunde Bakare don't talk. He don't talk. You remember I saw Tunde Bakare visit President Bola Ahmed Tinubu recently. I have to finish this before I go to people that say they want to sack the president, so that we can see and imagine their act will be on how they want to use and sack a who sitting president. How can they even do that? But before we get to the people who say they want to sack the president, let me finish this conversation with you, because Tunde Bakare, you remember him, right? Tunde Bakare will be an APC politician, by the way, in contest primaries together with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If I must remind you that the Lord led him and the Lord said he'll be the next president of Nigeria, if you know what I mean. Now the politician and pastor of Citadel Global Community Church, you don't talk, say, despite Bola Ahmed Tinubu's documented narcotics, forged academic records, and shady identity scandals, God still made him Nigerian president. Note, I am not the one writing these things, so I am reading verbatim as they take reporter. Those messages now verbatim from Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar. And this particular one, now verbatim, as they take writer for People's Gazette, and I go play you the video too, so that when I go see as evidence. I like to bring evidence to you people. So don't come out. It is not me. I don't get hand for this statement. Them. My voice, this is not the hand. This is not my handwriting and voice when I talk. So it is not me. I am just interpreting and reading. So quoting, he said, I said Chief Obafemi Awolowo, with all intellectual and everything he did to be president of Nigeria, he didn't make it. Look at his achievements and accomplishments. MKO, my God, he spent and was spent. Participated in an election, he won the election, they nullified it, and he never became president. Mr. Tinubu, with all your excess baggages, I'm not trying to polish anything. I said it. I said I could not withstand why you withstood cocaine, forged certificate, no father, no mother, we don't know anything about your background, yet you won and was sworn in as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now that God has given it to you, don't play God. Don't play God, Mr. Bakare, in a snippet of a recent video of his sermon seen online. That's what he thought. Now, the politician Pastor compared Tinubu to the biblical lame in the book of Isaiah, I think Isaiah chapter 33, and warning the president not to play God. Try may not play God, though. Quoting him now, he says, one of the things I told Mr. President, please listen attentively. In fact, make a go play. Why I go they talk am with my mouth? When I go fit play evidence for that? Collect the planes so that
I
you
had the
understand this
privilege of sharing
bullshit.
some words with Mr. President. I had the privilege of sharing some words with Mr. President. That's not my reason for being here. On the 4th of June, I was eating lunch with my friend, Mr. Fola Adeola, at the Metropolitan Club. He's the youngest president of Metropolitan Club in the history of that club. And it's done so well. People have been congratulating him. Chief Emeka Yoku said, look, if it's possible to give you another term with what you have done. So he's been echoing that. I said, okay, I will come and see what you have done. So I went in there for lunch. It was in the course of the lunch that a phone call came that the president wanted me. I didn't tell my wife before leaving home I was going to, Mr. President. But one of the things I told him, please listen attentively, is that in Zion, the Bible makes it plain. The Lord is our judge. The Lord is our lawgiver. The Lord is our king. He will save us. That the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive arms of government, all the three arms of government are vested in God. But in the same passage, he said, all the inhabitants of Zion will be wild. None of them will be sick. But it is the lame that will take the prey. He said, I don't understand that. I said, I will explain it to you. You are the lame, Mr. President. I will never say publicly what I've not said privately. You are that lame man. He said, what do you mean? As a chief of Bafemi Awolowo, with all the graces, with all the intellect, with everything that he did to be president of Nigeria, he didn't make it. He got GCFR. He was deputy to Award, deputy chair, but he was not president of Nigeria. And look at his achievements, his accomplishment. Harold Wilson, Prime Minister of Britain, said, Awolowo has a brain capacity to run both America and UK at the same time. MKO, my God, spent and was spent, participated in an election, won the election, they nullified it, he never became president. You with all your excess baggage, I'm not trying to polish anything. There was nothing. I said I could not withstand what you withstood. Cocaine, forged certificate, no father, no. That's this one, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now that God has given it to you, don't play God.
Aha! So you don't hear them, just so you know that it is not me that read it. For those people that telling me that me, not be me and you, not be me and you, now you don't know me for inside that matter. So you don't hear what Pastor Tunde Bakare talk. Now Nigeria is on the attack and say, "Excuse me, Pastor Tunde Bakare, excuse me, is this some sort of onokoromage kunjo kind of thing? So I mean, onokoronjo gekuma kind of thing. So why is it that all the things where you not talk? What happened to the days of international anthem of psychopaths and this and that? What happened to that? All of a sudden you have changed? Well, make I move to another base, Jerry, because I get plenty G's, so I won't tell her that. She's too plenty for my mouth this evening. And it will be very unfair and lots of injustice if I don't tell you all of it. Did I tell you that the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Council, FCCPC, has summoned the management of Nigeria's largest flag carrier, that is Airpeace, over consumer complaints relating to the non-refund of ticket fares? They don't say, they can't explain. Now, recently, Airpeace don't get, they're under attack because of the incident where they get with Oshimole. After then, a lot of, in fact, there's some people from the particular tribe where they call say, make everybody boycott FP. Say there are some things I saw that I felt like, ooh, do we have to go this way in Nigeria? Right. But FCCPC don't call Air Peace Management, but they can talk why EBC didn't treat Nigerians bad, especially because of their refund policies. But before I go to people and coalition talking and those President Tinubu's aide who left his administration because he wants to vote against him. Let's get to other issues first. First up is again Natasha Akpotiuduaghan's case. As today, Federal High Court in Abuja today Monday rejected an application by the federal government to issue a bench warrant against suspended Kogi Senator Natasha Akpotiuduaghan in an alleged defamation case against her. Remember, said the federal government carry her go court on behalf of the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Yahaya Bello concerning that matter. I did not write this myself. Oh. Now Vanguard write and go they meet them. No committee. It is not me that wrote it. I am reading what they wrote. Now, when the matter was called up today, Monday, the prosecuting counsel, Mr. D.D. Kasau, told the court, that is the prosecuting counsel and the government side of court, lawyer. And so he told the court that the matter was for arraignment, but that the defendant was not in court. So why the defendant will come? In fact, in conjunction, so made them issue a bench warrant. Issue a bench warrant on Natasha. Now Natasha lawyer can say, Oga, cool down. Oh. You only served me this thing this morning, 9 something, 9:55 a.m. this morning. As I dey inside court, now you serve me. Which time I go use invite Natasha make she come answer the matter now? Oga Conda, she no know say this case they come up today like this now. She no know say I don't move the case to today. So why can't they talk like that? In fact, Natasha lawyer come talk say the way you they use seek for this bench warrant against what Natasha, it be like say it is something where they your mind where you never talk. It looks like there's more to it. Make her go read that the way they use right now so that you know good person and me talk up. Now, Kasau told the court that he served the charge on the defendant's counsel. That is Natasha's counsel, which mean that the defendant was well aware of the matter because when you serve the counsel, you don't serve the person a bit. Now, the prosecutor prayed the court for a bench warrant to be issued against the defendant, Natasha, for failing to appear in court in spite of being aware of the charge against her. Now, it was, quoting, he said, it was this morning that we were able to serve the defendant through her counsel, but the defendant is not in court. So it means that the defendant is aware of the matter, but decided not to appear in court. In the light of this, your worship, your honor, sir, I apply that a bench warrant is issued against her for a future for failure rather to attend court or to attend to court to take her plea in this criminal charge. Kasau said, cancel that what you done, Mr. Jacob Usman San. Now said, in a swift reaction, told the court that he found the application of the prosecution strange and unconscious. That is uncourteous, rather. So how can you make this kind of strange remark? Usman told the court that when he got wind of the pendency of the suit, he called the prosecutor to let him know that his client, Natasha, had asked him to receive the charge on her behalf. I was served the charge 9:15 a.m. this early morning. Now, here in court, so how will the defendant know that the matter is coming up this same today so that she can come and take care of it? So, how will you not charge her? Now, I find the application strange and it will be dishonored if the defendant has not been served. She cannot be in court. So the judge can't ask her, say, but have you told the defendant? The man said, no, I never tell him because I still dey court. Now, when I finish court, I go tell him because the judge can't strike him. That's for that. I cannot issue any bench warrant, nothing. It is nonsense. And I strike it out. But we'll never know as this matter go end up because this is just the beginning. It's just brewing. So don't be too don't be too joyous about this conversation yet. It is still happening. Now make we move straight to another matter where it happened sharply. Gandu jail, APC. Okay. So moving on to Ganduje's issue. Senior Special Assistant on Public Enlightenment to the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Chief Oliver Okpala, that is Omar Ganduje. Yes. He don't condemn Sunday attack on the principal Mr. Ganduje. Say why they go to attack him? Say this so sad. It's sad. One of the attack Ganduje say in the endorse Tinubu without Shetima. Meanwhile, I don't know say in the work for Tinubu Shetima ticket for 2027. How can you guys do that? Now, see since before now, a lot of things don't they happen. Rumors don't they carry and say, oh, President Tinubu fit drop Shetima or even before this time finish or oh, this one fit happen or this one. So that rumor don't they go around. And then a lot of people then endorse the president recently, they endorse the president without mentioning the name of Oga Shetima. And that's don't cause a lot of problem. I show on now video of the pandemonium and chaos will happen for inside APC yesterday. As EBC APC people say, what is that? He said, what happened? He said, say it again. That what? That you're going to vote Tinubu without Shetima. Bam, 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 bam. It will not happen. Not be small, though, then carry chair. People risk chair. People say, ooh, the matter plenty that yesterday. So while that happened that yesterday, so people now said that no. Now what's make Gadoje aid the talk? Say no. How can you think that Ganduje will work for President Tinubu without working for Shetima? No, that is bad. People who think like that, they're not thinking well. Now, Okpala, in a statement made available on Vanguard today, Monday, in Abuja, said the disruption and acts of thuggery and brigandage by some members of the party at the zonal meeting in the Northeast APC is totally condemnable, grievously irresponsible, and unpatriotic to the current political dispensation in the country. It's in pain and well. The stakeholders meeting came to an abrupt end following the reported exclusion of Vice President Kashim Shettima from a motion endorsing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for a second term in 2027. They say, you endorsed Tinubu, no Shetima. Now, different zonal chapters in the party had recently been endorsing the second term ambition of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but they never really see them carry Shetima. But Ogado Gandhi boy concept, but in his speech, he alleged that the endorsement of Tinubu without mentioning Shetima, say no be what in me, say he actually means say then God endorsed Shetima. In fact, Okalas dismissed the report, saying that Ganduje's explanation that Tinubu has a joint ticket with Shetima were rebuffed by some persons, even why they attack him. He said there is no space for violence in Nigeria's political space. Why on they do this kind of thing? Well, make I remind you that that chaos we happened yesterday. Just watch it a little bit, a little bit. All right, you don't see that chaos we happen for inside APC. So now waiting make Ganduje aid don't come talk. So no, how can you people say that? How can you say that? But I leave Ganduje's aid quickly and I get to Edo State, where Ibi said, the Attorney General of the Edo State and Commissioner for Justice, Dr. Samson Osagi, don't deny allegation of judicial interference in the ongoing governorship election appeal at the Supreme Court and called on legal professionals to uphold ethical standards, especially in the use of social media. Now, some people from inside Edo State don't accuse APC, say they go see the justices of the Supreme Court for the case of Akpabelo and the PDP person, that is the governorship election, we don't reach Supreme Court. Now waiting the react to say why are you people doing this? Why are you people Osage said a lot of things. In fact, he denied that he didn't meet. In fact, quoting him, he said he denied, say they no go meet the justices to use make sure say the judgment when they come out good day in their favor. Say then that kind of thing will happen. But a lot of people they talk say anytime when things like this happen, say there is always one truth behind it. Now waiting people they talk or not be talk. But I move fast quickly to one of Tinubu's aide who spoke earlier. A former senior special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on public affairs, Aliyu Audu, it don't reveal say the resignation when he resigned from the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu now to actively campaign against President Tinubu re-election for 2027. That is the reason he resigned. Say he resigned to actively. He talked this off of television this morning. I see the thing. I say, what's going on here? And they come back to that conversation. Just hold on there. Use and whet your appetite. Make her go visit coalition first with Wiki because former Vice President Atiku Abubakar camp. Don't they talk? Say, look at APC. Look at Wiki. Then they fear. Say Wiki. They do like say the coalition. They fear them. Say they fear them well. The thing they fear them. Why did they do like say the coalition need to affect them? It affect them. The coalition is gaining momentum ahead of 2027 general election, and it is disturbing them. He has accused the APC and its supporters of resorting to baseless attacks on the coalition out of panic over its potential to end their reign. Now, quoting him, he say they are scared because they know the coalition represents formidable platform that could remove this administration, even if some leaders defect to their political party. The reality is that Nigerians are not defecting. Not be everybody not go APC now. So Nigerians are not defecting to the coalition. So rather they defect enter the coalition. It embodies the aspiration. So they fear. Anytime when they tell you say, the coalition not go fit work, President Tinubu go win lorry or now lie to the lie because it dey affect them well. I tell you now, say they say inflation don't come down again. Now na 22.97%. But meanwhile, it never come down for markets and the prices of things so they buy. Oh, in case I never tell you to, and I don't hear say Nigerian government don't launch youth confab portal. Remember, the president talks saying go like get a confab with the youth. Yeah. So that one don't they happen now. Now when election don't they near the youth confab don't they want to take place because the Nigerian government don't launch the official digital portal for the forthcoming Nigeria Youth Conference, also known as the National Youth Confab. And the government has said that the Youth Confab is aimed at engaging young Nigerians in policy discussions and national development. The launching was announced today, Monday, by Minister of Youth and Development, Ayode Olawande. Make I just end them there. They no pay me for PR. I no go down for them. But make I enter inside the Emefiele case. I still they go back to comot Tinubu based on waiting and talk. Now, they don't give Emefiele 2 billion naira bill. When they give person, not be million, no, don't get it wrong, not be 500 million, 2 billion naira bill. Now they don't give up. The matter self with me. 2 billion naira for the case where be saying get to EFCC. Make I just leave and there. Make I enter inside Zamfara State very quickly because the Zamfara State governor, Dauda Lawal, they face criticism for hosting a political rally for inside Gusau, the state capital, for Gusau, the state capital, amid renewed bandit attacks that have killed scores and displaced thousands across several local government areas. Say, wait, your people they die, they do rally. Your people they die, they do rally. Oga, what is really the color of your problem? Your people are dying, you're doing rally. Now, the rally which took place shortly after the governor returned from a pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia drew condemnation from Zamfara Progressive Elders Group, which described the move as insensitive. How can you be rallying in the blood of the people? They're still talking about the Zamfara state very quickly. The lawmaker will represent Abia State, not senatorial district, Oji Ozokalo. Today, Monday, don't advise Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State to mend in political differences to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I go advise you, Oga, correct your differences to Bola Ahmed Tinubu because if you not do them, you go wound you. You wound yourself. Oh, now waiting, Oga. Or just Okalo, they tell them, say, amend your political differences for the interest of the people of your state, unless it go hard for you. Well. Remember, say, Oga Dauda and Matawale, then, then they two face. Oga Dauda, a PDP man. Rumor be don't they saying go move to APC. But the rumor contact say if he no move. I don't know what happened when the in fact Carlo don't want the people of Zamfara that they could lose out on major development if the governor failed to play political economics with the president. Now, this is where it becomes very troubling in democracy that the people of the state could lose out in major development if the governor failed to play politics or political economics with the president. Why so? Now, if you remember, the Delta State governor where be say leave talk say they leave so that they will get attention from the center and they go fit enjoy the benefits from the center. Cross Rivers, Akwa Ibom State where leave talk the same thing, saying no fit fight like Wiki. So saying go so that thing will fit benefit from the center. So is it that anybody that does not support Tinubu or any governor that does not support Tinubu would not get benefit from the center? Because even Alex Oti will be Labour Party, they hail the president. I don't understand. So that means anybody will no hail president, then will neglect you. Your state's not going to get development. Why? Is that even political? Is that even democratic? Is that democratic? Now, Carlo warned that the people of Zamfara State could lose out. I don't tell you. Now, the former Abia State governor gave the advice when he commissioned the newly constructed Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development and renovated Zamfara College of Arts and Sciences in Zamfara capital. Carlo, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, advised the governor to dump his party, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), and join the APC, but he should maintain a good relationship with the president also, who is an APC power broker. Say in the advice am rather to dump in party, but say but make sure say he get good relationship with president too. Because if he know they in the good books of the president, he go miss out a lot too. Now, according to him, though he was a PDP member when he was governor, he maintained a good relationship with Tinubu, who was the Alliance for Democracy AD governor at that time. The president is not only my brother; he is a friend. People brought People thought we met when we were governors. No, my children used to live in his house. Mrs. Tinubu brought those girls up because we were living in Abia, but they schooled in Lagos. They lived in Marina in the president's house. Whenever or whatever my political differences with the president were, we have healed up and we are one. I want you to heal your political differences with the president. I know you. I know you are a PDP person. I am APC. The president is APC. Do PDP as a party, but do economic development as a Zamfara man. So Zamfara people can develop and so that they can enjoy from the center. What does that mean? Again, I ask, what does that mean? Did I tell you that the senator representing Benue South Senatorial District, Abamoro, minority leader, don't talk? He said over the weekend he distanced himself from any political coalition being muted by politicians ahead of 2027. So he's saying hand no day for any coalition. And then on the other hand, some people for inside PDP don't they beg Peter Obi and Chibika Amechi made them come back to PDP. Say, I beg now, Peter Obi, Chibike, you people should come back to PDP. We need you people in PDP. Please come back to PDP. Now waiting they don't they beg Peter Obi and Chibika Amechi. Do you see that happening? Because a pro PDP group under the issues of Bala agents mandate has urged former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi and former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi to return to their political roots in the People's Democratic Party because now they are for their best interest. Now let's get back to that conversation about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's former aide, a special advisor on public affairs, Aliyu Audu. He don't open up on why he leave President Bola Ahmed Tinubu cabinet. Speaking during interview with China's television for Sunrise this morning, Audu explained that his decision was based on his resolve to fight Tinubu or Tinubu's re-election bid, adding that this is to achieve a more inclusive and accountable Nigeria. He faulted the Tinubu led administration for allegedly prioritizing self interest against national unity. And they come on, I go play evidence. Now, and I would also accuse the government of neglecting all campaign promises made to Nigeria before 2023 polls. This is somebody who was President Edo. Now they talk about. I think, quoting him, he said, I think it's a matter of principle and living for something greater than oneself. It's about believing that Nigeria is not beyond fixing. It's about knowing that loyalty, what loyalty is, to what and to whom loyalty should be absolute. Referencing Tinubu's political past, particularly his opposition to former President Olusegun Obasanjo's stronghold on the Southwest during the 20s, I would accuse the current president of now engaging in similar critics. Wait till they criticize Obasanjo for them. Now, wait till they do now. He vowed that he will remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 and install a leader chosen by the people. In fact, he even quote and saying, say, before now, Emi local, but saying go make sure saying fight to get a government where he be saying now our local. And I can't they say, what do you give you up, Mobi? What's giving you the mind? Go and hear him
Exactly
say
has
that.
caused this resignation? I think it's a matter of principle. It's a matter of living for something greater than oneself. It's a matter of believing that Nigeria is not beyond fixing. It's a matter of actually understanding what loyalty means and to what or to whom your loyalty should be absolute, and being bold enough to take a decision, even if it's at a personal cost, or even if the future is uncertain. I'd rather face an uncertain future than be certain with an immoral today. And I couldn't, in all honesty and all consciousness and with my conscience, be in his government knowing I am plotting against his removal in 2027, because I will. By God, we will remove him. By God, we will remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. And collectively, Nigerians will install a leader that will be our chosen, not his chosen, not Emi local. It will be our local. 2027 is Bobowa local. Every Nigeria Loma Koni.
Hey, did you feel that? You hear that? Say it go be our local, not be Emi local. Yeah. This matter get us to be on what phone lines are open. Let's begin to have you jumping on the conversation so that my mouth no go pay me. In all of this disaster and crisis when they happen for Nigeria, say United Nations don't come talk say hunger go wound next. I say Nigeria now hunger hotspots and say acute hunger go happen, especially for the north this year. You can imagine. See tons of rice, see yam, see things where they born for inside Benue State. And then they want us say hunger go wear gyms. In fact, go wear skin tights this year. And then we're destroying farm produce. And then farmers can't farm because of insecurity. And then they warn us of hunger. Because United Nations don't come at one on again of hunger. And all this one, it be like saying they enter our head. I tell them and I say, the United Nations today Monday reported that extreme hunger is intensifying in 13 global hotspots with Gaza, Sudan, South Sudan, Haiti, and Mali at immediate risk of famine without humanitarian intervention. But Nigeria said could come follow suit as we talk about this matter, especially in northern Nigeria. The report cited insecurity in northern Nigeria, which is said is expected to deteriorate with escalating violence, driving further civilian casualties and widespread displacement and economic hardship as key concerns in Nigeria. In Nigeria, escalating violence in northern states is likely to thrive or to drive widespread displacement, reduce access to hinder agricultural activity. So hunger, it go where James. Nigeria faces severe microeconomic challenges, including high inflation, drastically increasing the cost of living and pushing millions into hunger. High inflation, but our government statistics they tell us the inflation they reduce. Now statistics we go chop, inflation they reduce. But here they tell us high inflation. Which one will come take like this now? Because I don't understand. You know, this report, when there are way too many like this, you begin to wonder which of the reports you choose. Guys, phone lines are open. Please jump in on the conversation. The phone number to call is 0817 That's the phone number to call. I know that people have been trying to reach me before now. Yeah, so phone lines are still open. You can jump in on the conversation. 0817 And then you can click on the link on the pin post and it will take you straight to the studio so that you could join the conversation. Hello, good evening and welcome, sir.
Yeah, hello, Precious.
Sir,
Yeah, good. Your voice is very sharp.
welcome, sir. Ogatoni Chukudi, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Welcome. Go ahead,
No, you know, we
please.
say if we dey see you for screen as you the highlight there, I don't know whether come, you don't return this year APC card where you hold before.
Are they hungry?
I think you say you don't return them.
They drag me. I'm hungry. Don't drag me. I'm very hungry.
Anybody will see you know say you're not hungry.
Are they
But
hungry,
anyway,
sir?
that's nice. See, Precious.
Sir?
You see, on this issue of Benue, I saw the time you are talking with the SQ. It's just annoying. Sometimes I don't want to believe what is going on there. Because the reason is this, that the Benuans, they have a lot of them that are in the high places. At least the Secretary of the Government is from there.
Yes. And he has not said anything, oh. He has not said anything.
Yeah, so...
You feel like say don't talk now, Sha. You feel like say don't finally talk.
Okay, when you are looking at all these things, all of them, nobody is talking. All of their elites, nobody is talking. They just keep quiet. They don't want to talk, maybe because it's not their own people. Their children are abroad, or they are just in there in Abuja. They don't come back to Benue, so they have no ties with the Benue, with their own community. Okay, even if they maybe when they come, they end up in the state capital. So you find out that they don't even care, and it's so annoying that the Pope has to first and now has to say to the world what happened when our own president is talking about Iran.
Online.
It's so annoying. Sometimes when you look at some certain things, we in the Western world, we start to ask ourselves a question. There is one, I don't know, if you have time, listen to LBC. It's just a normal talk radio. There are people following radio here in UK. And then in the morning you listen to Nick Farrar, you see how people, everything, they are more concentrated in the things that affect them. Like the question they were asking the minister for, this secretary, about contract. And you see the way they kind of systematically, Nick Ferrari in a way finished this woman, the way they put their question across to her. So what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, it's so annoying that something will happen. Our president will sit comfortably. And the so-called, I was listening to Arising News, and two honorable members from Benue said everything. You start feeling ashamed of the
Yes.
system Nigeria, the government is, or the way they are governing the country. And another thing that makes me annoyed, you don't hear that in the Western world. Ask anybody from America, at least we are borrowing the system from America. I don't see any of them calling Mr. Trump our daddy, our father, our leader.
Ah. Eh.
I hate to hear that thing.
Eh. You don't call him daddy.
You call him, yeah, you call the president Mr. President all by his name. What
Eh.
is
But
our
you know
daddy,
that we in
our
Africa,
father?
in Africa we respect a lot. We have a lot of respect. You know that.
And
That's who we are.
that respect is what they are now abusing. There is so much abuse in the respect that we give them. We give some of the people that we are giving respect. Look at what sometimes, okay, when you watch out the video, I couldn't even watch the video of what happened there. And somebody did it. And the military, according to the whole thing, the military is there, not too far from where the thing happened. In as much as, yes, it's the responsibility of the police, not the military. But when such a thing is happening at their back door, they're supposed to react to protect the people. But they didn't. And then coming to another thing, because there's something, I don't know if you have seen this video, because at the end of the day, you look at the whole thing that is going on, like what you said, Peter Obi said, and it will surprise you at the end of the day. The same people that everybody is trying to fight for, because all of them, at the end of the day, they will find out that there is no petrol station that is APC member only,
Yes,
or
no.
a supermarket there is only APC members only that will shop there. But you find out that some of them, the way they behave, there is a video that I came across where the former governor of Abia State, Ipazu, is talking, and people went there and were clapping for him that he said he's going to come back. The same people that were complaining, dying, went to listen to him. Went to listen to him. Is there any crime when a politician is talking and you walk out if you don't like? I don't know whether that is a crime in Nigeria. When you come and they are talking trash and then you just get up and then leave. I don't know whether if people do that, if it's a crime or an offense in Nigeria. Then coming to the one APC that we are fighting, who separated them and why?
You want me them fight forever? No, no, no. You say who separated them? Why they know for
Yeah,
separate them?
why would someone do that? I thought by now the fight should have continued. Why are they separating them? Why? They should give us a reason why they separated them. They should have continued to fight. Because that what they are fighting there, Nigerians have suffered it for how many years now? There are some families that, right in their mind, the people of Benue have suffered it in emotional fight. They have fought for some years. As there are some families in Nigeria, they are battling to get rid of the pain that this APC government put them in. There are some families that are still fighting to get a way to get the emotional pain out from there, and somebody is separating them. They should have left them to continue. But why? Why would they separate them? I saw the video. I just got and I remember I said these people you leave them to fight.
Why did you like this?
Is it not the same people that?
Oh yeah, sorry. But you not go like trouble now. We'll settle quarrel now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no vex. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. All right. Phone lines are still open. People, let's get to take your thoughts and reactions on the conversation. Mr. Mop, how are you? Mr. Mop, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Precious. How are you
I
doing?
can I can imagine you've been running from platform to platform. I hope so you never break leg.
Where are you getting that? Where are you getting that info from?
That is what they gossip about you. So I
They
hope you've
don't know
not
what they
broken
are
your
talking
leg.
about. They are jealous.
Eh,
Some of them like George Brazil. They don't like to come on platforms, so they only stay on the chat. Like I've been telling
eh,
them, we don't even know who you are. I've never seen any one of them. All I know, you can be AI generated. So that's what I
eh,
tell them. They may not be real people. So
okay.
that's why most of them are
Welcome.
jealous. But anyway, have we said that? How are you doing
Yeah.
today?
I'm doing okay. I'm not so fine, but I'm doing okay.
Thank
At
you.
least my heads are above the water, so I'm fine. If I
So
have to say that.
let me start from a more or less something before I go to my next question, because I'm most of my question are going to focus on what's going on in Benue, because that's the main reason why I joined in. But most
Okay.
of other things happening in other part of the place, like the fight going on in the north about whether Shetima is
Mm.
is going to be endorsed or that kind of nonsense. I consider those to be puzzlement. It's all distraction. It don't mean anything. So I don't even know where we're paying attention to them. I mean, people are dying in the northeast. All they are doing fighting about why they didn't endorse Shetima or whatever. I mean, forget about what's going on. It's all I consider that to be a distraction. Okay. Speaking about Oji and what's his name, Carlo. I mean, that guy is something, okay? And I just consider him to be a very, I mean, I just consider him to be like a sycophancy. That guy, he's always been spooning nonsense. So what we are practicing in Nigeria is it what we call hail to the king, right? Everybody wants to praise Tinubu. It's all about sycophancy. So in order for you to get any kind of for your state or whatever, people like my state, who oppose or them, every day we come here and sing hallelujah to the president. Instead of getting what is due for the state or whatever, we come here, we sing hallelujah. Is that the kind of government we're operating? If you don't hear the king, you get nothing. Tell me, precious. I can't
So
hear
I
you.
should tell you what. I should tell you what, Mr. Mo.
I said, is that the kind of government we operate in? Heir to the king. If you don't hear the king, you're not going to get anything.
Hey, Mr. Mob, this question where they ask me, no say you no good like this. You know, say we'll be Africans and we get respect.
What?
I know say the
No, no, no.
Yoruba,
Look, I'm tired
the,
of
the,
that
the
being Africa.
Yoruba
Okay.
people of
No, 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 no.
Nigeria. Now them
Wait a
get
minute,
respect
precious. I'm
pass.
gonna call it
Sir,
what it is.
sir. Oh yeah,
Like,
sorry, sir.
hold on, Nigeria. You're like confused.
Mm,
Yes.
mm.
In Nigeria, confused people. I'm saying it. You all need to wake up from that doldrum. How long you all got out of colonization? You all need to get out from say we only been free for 64, 65 years. It's about time the Nigerian wake up. I mean, look at Singapore and some other places. Even South Africa, that was ruled for many, many years. That part of what happened. Look at where they are in this. I know the white, kind of build the country, but it's about time we get out from I don't know. It's very. I mean, it's not you. I'm not trying to insult any you particular, okay? But thanks for bringing the need. But the Nigeria need to get out from their docile ment. Is very worrisome about what's happening in Nigeria. I mean, the way people just talk in Nigeria, you have to do something. It's becoming very annoying that it's becoming intolerable. Because what's actually happening, nothing is going to change until something actually happen. Okay, I mean that's the way I see it. We should get out from. I mean, most of the politicians just opportunistic. That's all they do. That's all is happening in that particular country. But anyway, let me go to the main topic. The guy that was spoke earlier, I mean, I like the guy, his narrative and the kind of information that he come here to give. But I was going to ask him some question.
Go ahead and
Apparently
ask.
he
Let me
didn't
see if
have
he,
time, right?
let me see if he has addressed those before. If he asks, if it's something he has addressed before, I'll give you the
Okay.
response he gave when he addressed them.
You want me to go
Can you
ahead?
go ahead? Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
Go
I
ahead.
was going to ask him
But why
who
don't you
who
want
are
me
the
to see your face today now? You're not wearing one
no,
of those your
no, no,
fine
no,
pair
no,
of
no.
glasses today.
Next time, okay. I'm just laying in bed.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yesterday was Father's Day, so I was gone most of the day. So
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
just trying
Sorry
to
about
recoup what my family did to me.
that.
I did
Oh,
a
that's
lot.
good.
It,
Congratulations. Well done.
thank you, man. Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
I was gonna ask him. Who are these people actually? Who are the perpetrators? That was one of the questions I
But
was gonna ask him.
he has responded to that before in this platform. He did
Yeah, I
say that
came
they are
late when I was
traditional.
listening.
Okay, he said they are traditional Fulanis. In fact, if you listen to what he said earlier today, he said that according to him, well, this is not me talking, he
Right.
said that it's like a continuation of what Uthman Danfodio did, the conquest of lands and areas. So since you know that, um, I don't want to say Islamization, as it were, ended, part of the Middle Belt stopped it. They didn't let it approach further to the east, especially them, the people of the Middle Belt. So he said that it's in a bid to conquer more lands. That is the
Mm.
explanation he gave. He said there is no other explanation. In fact, that they even gather and have meetings and they discuss that they would make sure they take those lands in Plateau and Benue, that it belongs to them. That is their grandfather's lands, according to the narrative he said. He said, I mean, you can go back to the earlier part of this show and you watch it. So that's what he
So
said.
that's the motive of all this attack, or
That
this
is, he said that that is the only motive. That the idea, because he said that the parts of the lands that have been, that people, that those people in IDP camps now, their communities where they left and ran away from are
Mhm.
occupied by indigenous Fulanis. Even in Plateau State, those communities that people fled are occupied by Fulani. In fact, there's some of them that are even renaming them.
You see,
Not be me talk more.
so
Now you talk more,
so
and I go watch them.
right, I'm gonna go watch it. Like I said, I joined in the middle
So
of the
if you
conversation.
watch the interview he had yesterday on Saturday and today, he
Mhm.
mentioned them separately. So you can go watch both
Okay,
again.
I'm gonna watch
So
it
that
because
you
I'm curious to know about. You don't have to answer that because I'm gonna go and watch it. I'm curious to know about
yes.
the security and the the way how government is being responding to this crisis. What have they done? I
He just
know.
said that government is playing politics with it. Like today, he did mention that the reason why government is not talking is because they need bulk votes from the north. So if they don't want to talk, and then he gave instance, or he cited the Atiku Abubakar's issue as an example when Atiku
Hmm.
condemned the killing of Deborah, and then people from the north started attacking him that you're condemning this a bit, we will not vote for you in election, and he immediately retracted the statement because he was scared of losing their votes. So that successive administrations are just afraid of losing the bulk votes that comes from the north, and that's why they refuse to condemn this. At least from what I understand, that's what he said.
Okay, so there's a larger, there's a larger context to what's actually going on, and
Yes. So he
and
said
the
that it's deliberately politicized just because they know that they need the votes of these people. And that's why they
okay.
act like, because he said
I'm
that,
gonna go
for
and watch it.
instance, I'm sorry, he said
Go
that, for
ahead.
instance, why is government attacking, why do we have, for instance, government using the kind of energy they're using to attack IPOB and are not exerting that same energy on the herdsmen attacks? Why? That these herdsmen have, committed more mayhem, but they're not doing that. Why are they not doing that?
Right, it's a good
And then
question. So,
he even mentioned that they are also that they have some security agencies who work with them because they are, I mean, their ethnic group dominates the security agencies basically. So since the ethnic group dominates the security agencies, that sometimes they are the security agencies are sympathetic to them.
hmm. You know what, Precious? Next time when he come, can you reserve some time, for us to ask him because he seems to be well enlightened in that area. I mean, he's from that area, and somebody who was into politics before. So, reserve some time for us to ask him a question. So let me wrap up my question about
Okay.
what's going on when the commentary Atiku made and Obi made. So let me concentrate on Obi part because that's who I'm more concerned about. When he has been
Eh?
very bold. He has been very bold recently. So
Really?
I'm gonna start with about Showore. You see, this is why I dislike Showore. And he made a comment the other day. I don't know if you have heard about it. He said Labour Party, Labour Party, I'm trying to find the word that he used, like Labour Party are the worst opposition party. Imagine what he said. Tell me I don't know what he's referring to. When he referred Labour Party, I think he mean Obi because actually there's nothing like Labour Party. In my own opinion, I think he was referring to Obi, but he doesn't want to mention Obi. So he said that Obi, is the worst opposition party. I mean, that's why I read it. I mean, this is a man who has been very bold, number one critic of this government, and you making that kind of narrative. But anyway, let it be whatever he said. That's your worry for you. I agree totally with what Obi said. I mean, I can even use more stronger word. Obi used phony, and I'm going to use that Tinubu is like a counterfeit. That's what he is. I'm calling him. The guy, incompetent or that kind of word he was using. I mean, that guy is very incapacitated. That's my own opinion. He doesn't know what he's doing. All this, all this he's going to Benue, right, to visit after everybody has been criticized. So what is that for? Is that for optic purpose? Because there's no need of going right now. You are doing it because people are talking. Is that like somebody already talk about you? You say you didn't do something precious, then you decided to do. That's after the event. I mean, look at the Pope have already spoken. Somebody in a different place has already spoken
Mhm.
before our president, can even speak about what's going on. So what's the purpose of going? So it doesn't really mean anything to me. I hope the people in Benue doesn't even think that he's sincere for what he's coming over. He does not make any sense. He's just phony, in my own opinion. Okay, there's nothing good coming out of this president. He needs to be disqualified. I mean, completely.
Ah,
I am saying it.
hey,
Yes,
eh?
I man appreciate Tunumbu. Yeah, you are disqualified because you are very incompetent. Nothing is going to come out of you. Okay. Yeah, pressure. You didn't say it. I said it. So let's Tunumbu and his single fancy and his ally hear what I'm saying. Thank you, precious.
It looks like you can come and be going now. Come and be going so that you will not say more things. Eh? Well, come and be going. Make I take another call. Thank you,
All
Mr.
right,
Blue.
thanks, precious.
I appreciate you. And you're entitled to your opinion, or it's your
Yeah,
opinion.
that's my opinion now.
Hello, good evening, and welcome. Thank you. Goodbye. Hello, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
You're welcome, sir. You're on the line now. You're on air now. Go ahead, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Precious.
Sir?
I am watching YouTube. I don't know that it's not is this the correct one? The way I'm watching
You are live.
it.
You are live on YouTube now. You are talking to Igwe Madre, the
Ah,
whole world. Eh.
okay.
eh.
Okay. Um
What is your name, sir?
well
Hmm.
my name is Injidem.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And where are you calling from, sir?
From America.
All right, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Precious.
Sir?
The area I want to contribute is about you see, there is no solution. I see the time of the you was asking that man what should be the solution to this very killings. These very killings. There is no solution rather than to divide this country.
Hey!
There is no than let us be the way we are before the Lord looked at the Florida came to this very land. You know? See, for instance, there will be no peace here because why? We have multiple religion. We have multiple religion. There was a meeting the OAU went last time. Gaddafi said that Nigeria brought about the problem in Nigeria. Gaddafi said that when he was alive, he said that there will be no peace in Nigeria except division. You know, he said that is the only thing at all. And the people say because of the multiple religion, because Yoruba man will not allow Igbo man to rule. Igbo man, the Fulani will not allow Igbo man to rule. Yoruba have come together with Fulani. You know, so there is no way. If they come out now and say protest, the Yoruba will say, they are protesting. When Buhari was there, is there protest? That's what Yoruba will say. Yes. Do you understand me? That's what the Yoruba will say. What people will say. If it's outside ruling, if the Yoruba people want to protest or people they say, no. When Yoruba was there, did they protest? No protest. So that tribal sentiment will never make Nigeria to be in peace. I am telling you, just mark this one I'm telling you now. And I know the whole world is listening to me. I know many people might even reason with me. So there will be no peace unless go to your separate ways, the way it was before. Do you understand me?
I am not understanding you, sir, but it's okay. It's your opinion.
Okay, yeah, that is my opinion. But when you digest my opinion, we say that what I'm saying is because 100 years has passed, still there is no peace. Gowon said he fought for peace to be in Nigeria. Say 100 years has passed since 2014. No peace in Nigeria. The Obasanjo fought no peace for Nigeria. Obasanjo, who is claiming a good man now in Nigeria, you know, he is the architect of this series that is happening. Obasanjo, I know they tell him. Obasanjo contributed to the problem in Nigeria because if he did that, okay, if he did not say Jonathan will not go for the second time, this country, Buhari wouldn't have came into power.
Mm.
Yes, but because Obasanjo have ruled for 8 years, then he said that he wants to go for third time. Everybody said no. Then he now said that if Jonathan rules after 6 years, if he rule again with 4 years, Jonathan will surpass him. That was why Obasanjo said, I am no more PDP. Board of Trustee. I told my membership card in the national television. Yoruba, oh yeah, come on, join Tinubu and APC. Except the State, that is the state that refused to join them. Do you just check about it? That's selfishness. He doesn't want Jonathan to surpass him. That's why he brought Buhari in. After Buhari now, will be locked off. The country will continue. And there is no way this country will be good again. Even though Obi that is just be here and there, just be here and there. I am Igbo man. I am pure Igbo man from Imo State. That this guy is killing your no use in the Imo State now. Look now, you know. So but no time this country will be good. I am just saying this unless if it will be like making joy 100 times, they will not allow him to rule. See what Wole Soyinka said. Obi is not fit to govern Nigeria. Okay, Tinubu is fit to govern Nigeria. If you say it's by billion, they don't believe it. It's Tinubu is fit to govern Nigeria. Tribal sentiment.
All right, sir. I appreciate you. It's your opinion, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I am telling you, it's better for them to divide this Nigeria so everybody will stay on his own. Peace will reign.
Mm.
Because of this civilization and the flanization, that is why they don't want to divide this country. Now, what did the MNK did that nobody has done in this very country? Because he is the Igbo man. That is why. Because he exposed them. Because he exposed them and they exposed Britain. That is why
Thank you.
they held him to.
Thank you. Thank you,
See?
sir.
So just bear it in mind that there's no way the country will be good again because
Thank you.
since I was growing, the country was like this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
The year you pass, the way you pass is always better than the one you pass. The way you enter, you will pass. It's always better than the way you enter. So thank you very much.
Thank you,
are
sir.
doing a great job.
Thank you,
I
sir.
like the job you are doing.
I appreciate
and
you,
God
sir.
will pay you.
Thank
God
you.
will pay you 100 crores.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, sir. All right. Hello. Good evening and welcome. Oh dear. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Good evening. That should be Daniel.
Yes.
Daniel, how your state, Benue State, dey? I hope say that local government no be your local government.
No, not my local government, but we are all one in Benue.
Yes. Go ahead. Talk to me.
And all these foreign headsmen where they can't kill foreign saboteurs, where they can't destroy Nigeria, where they can't kill people for Benue State. They are not part of Benue community, so it's not even a cry. We should not even call it like a communal clash. This war that they declare against us. And if you remember, Precious, I tell you say 2 months ago, I tell you say I supposed to be Benue 2 months ago, which is around this kind. Before now, almost around this time. That's to tell you how big where Nigerian intelligence did. But at the end of the day, everything they do as it's supposed to be because they're not really serious to want make Nigeria good.
So you they talk say
And
then get
again,
this intelligence and but they didn't agree with them.
they know they use them. Intelligence they well for Nigeria. Intelligence they when I tell you intelligence they even these people, if Nigeria won't trade, if the paramilitary or military won't trace them, go where then they, all those bush where then they, it is very, very easy. It's just about okay, are they really serious to do it? No, if
Okay,
they're
so
serious to be
since you're from Benue State, or you talk to us, what do you think be the real reason why these attacks they happen? Like this one will happen for Guma now, for Yelewata. Why you think say it happen? What be the real reason we make it happen?
the whole thing is that these people have an agenda
What is
in
that agenda?
Nigeria.
What is that agenda?
The agenda in Nigeria is that how they will be able to declare their own caliphate or declare their own state against both the Christian and the Muslim, because now all of us will suffer at the end of the day. Even some of these politicians, if they allowed it to happen, they cannot have a say when they now have that kind of emirate empire. That maybe one of these person, imagine somebody where we say don't kill people, that they even call and to come negotiate, to come discuss. On top land when no be own, on top community when no be own, you need to come negotiate peace with government.
The Alero way we
just
said
to
then
be-
catch it. What did they see yesterday with soldiers, Sabi?
Of course. Now how the country they be that. So they are trying to push Nigeria to a point where we say at the end of the day we'll just come the beg, say okay, make we discuss. Or yeah, how we'll manage the government. Then if you watch how the system is so good, now you discuss okay, you get some places where we say if you just imagine say Ghana they like this, then Ghana soldiers now they'll just come declare say they get Islamic paramilitary school or Islamic wait beating. Now how it start and how Iran carry start with Iran come be Iran of today. So all those kind patterns is already surfacing in Nigeria, and a lot of people know, but it's just that everybody they close their eyes from those patterns. They are just trying to push the country to a breaking point that will start begging and negotiating with them. Then everywhere, all the way from Sahel, they will try as much as possible to make Nigeria their headquarters because they have a lot of people that are supporting them from Nigeria against even a lot of their people. So, and some of these people where they support, it go reach one point where we say at the end of the day they'll push them aside. Not be so they use Shekau. Shekau come big past some people where we say at the end of the day they not even fit talk to Shekau again. They decide to eliminate them. They don't eliminate and close the own chapter. Other people get on ground. So this is the problem of Nigeria. But where me I won't even comment on is that okay, if you see the crisis for Benue, if you see the governor body language, it is so funny. We get CGFO.
He don't talk. He don't finally talk. He talk say the attack no get anything to do with religion.
Because people like Kuna don't drag and come out, don't they talk, say, okay, this man over talk and state.
So he don't talk. He talk plenty things. So he say the killing in Benin no dey religiously inspired. He don't condemn the massacre. He describe them as a mindless attack. He don't say the bloodshed and deep wound to the soul of the nation. He don't talk a lot of things.
It's not a mindless attack. They know what they are doing. They are trying to push Benue to submission. They are trying to push Nigeria to submission. They don't push all the whole far north. They don't submit now. Many of them no fit be governor. Many of them no fit be anything again. If they push the middle belt to submission, you go come reach at a point to come they agree. So okay, me they are alongside us. They go reach a point. Only then go come be governor. Before you know, they go push towards south. So now the whole agenda be that, and the pattern be that, and how Iran it happen for Iran. The whole thing, if you see rumor, they go and say okay, there is somebody where we say okay, they try make him a vice president for this country. Since they say okay, the Muslim ticket, it could make this time around, make them make a Muslim Christian ticket for presidency for one of the political party. But at the end of the day, somebody will say him be Reverend Father. It is harder to talk because he knows the last time they used Osimbajo, the thing work well. So this time around, if he use them,
because he be Reverend Father, and if he can't work well. So now another pattern where we say, okay, make and where we say they find it difficult to say, okay, people die, even when millions die, go say,
Oh wow! So are you saying that Father Alia may be fingered to be a deputy vice president? Now making the keep quiet.
Just watch some things that is going on. Even that one we don't know. I'm almost going to 1 month ago, and that's just the plain truth. So
And a calm guy will go dey lawyer submit.
At the end of the day, maybe say, okay, no go spoil things for himself. And he cannot mention that, okay, these people are coming all the way, their heads, men, blah, blah, blah. Rather, it's better to even say it's political motivated, suspecting, trying to create suspicion between PDP and this one, or some politicians within the state, because you know, spoiling show where we say, okay, the North no go support their ambition, make it happen like that. May come be Christian, Muslim ticket. So,
but what's it make on people for Benue State been come out in their numbers vote for APC? Because that might guess been also explain to me why on a vote for APC. But I would like hear from you why on a vote for APC in your number.
Seriously, Fadalia was just the best candidate in the entire Benue as at that time. We don't know whether an APC or PDP we did vote the person called Alia because of the kind heart where he get, the way he preach sermon, the way he attend to the poor, the way he visits hospitals and all those things. But this President Fadalia, now just a different one where we know before he enter as called.
So just hold on. As in they do all those things, as in do all those things now enter power. Say enter power, it can't become what I ordered versus what I got.
The whole thing we say, you know, we they see a best where we say no fit talk for people where they die. If not, even a salary, all those things, because the greatest things where we say any governor go do for Benue State now payment of salary, not repair road, not any project, just pay salary. That be the greatest thing where any governor go do for Benue State. And he's the first for a very long time where they feel pay salary without problem. So for that one, Benue people, they appreciate them. But this killing now, we don't care about the salary again. No. At least formally, we the still go farm, do one or two. But the entire Benue, it is very difficult for you to even farm for the boundary of the Makodi. Because you know if you go all this local government like that now.
And are there land there for farm now?
Farm no dey Benue again. No. Almost going to 15 years. You can't compare Benue to places like Nasarawa or even Taraba. They produce more than us. If we want to talk the truth, just say okay, fruits, feed day. But like food to go farm for farm, the fear is too much in Benue. Because you don't know if you go, you come back. And the problem with Benue is that we practice shifting cultivation. Okay. We don't just farm at the same place, you farm continuously. That's why if you're passing through Benue, you hardly see farms by the roadside. Because we always farm inside the bush, inside the forest.
So when I don't farm here for like 2 years, and I go leave that place, make it mature again, and I go another space, go farm.
Every 1 year. Like every year. If you farm here now, if you leave this one, you'll born and still leave and make grass grow born next time. Majority of the farmers they do all those things. But at the end of the day now, all these things they know they even understand so okay now the culture of these people and at their own way of doing their own farming where
because I saw feel say so on a soil go use the richer to use farm again now. That's your belief.
Of course. We hardly use all these
fertilizer
and those things sometimes. And it yield very well. So it's a shame, say people they die, but you they look the ambition where we say they possible. So okay, if you can become vice president, and some people know this pattern, and they know they like him. So no matter how their agenda, no they surprised if he no can become vice president. Next election, if he win, when in their power. Just see a single sharp mouth, single they even talk.
But then that's hypocrisy. That's even unbiblical. You know that according to the gospel now.
God will judge when that trumpet will sound, where everybody will stand for God.
Oh yeah, that may come and be going, make her go sleep. You don't do because.
I pray he will be in castle, thing go stand there, then go answer God well.
Hey, now wow. Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate you. Thank you for always stopping by. Oh my goodness. You see, Nigeria Matter, Nigerians, please protect your mental health. You know, every time I tell you that, I indirectly speak to myself too, because the kind of things I know, the kind of information you read, in fact, some that I even read that I'm not able to bring here. for security and safety purposes, your mind could be blown away. It's crazy. It's crazy to be a journalist in Nigeria. Chai, God, I beg you. Well, I love you guys and I appreciate you as usual. Now we live to fight another day, right? Thank you so much for today. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for all that you do for me. Thank you for always watching. Please kindly like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe so that more people will get this information. Like, share, and subscribe. Some of the things we discussed here, you feel no see the quality of this conversation for any mainstream media. Some of the things we will discuss here. So kindly share, like, and subscribe so that other people can see and other people will be privy to this information. We could just enlighten our mind. You know the thing they say about an enlightened mind. Mind we sabi, we get the knowledge. Person we get knowledge. The power now you get. I love you guys. I appreciate you a whole lot. My name is Precious Enyi. Protect your mental health. I'll see you again tomorrow afternoon, evening, God willing. Have yourself an amazing day.